Hello. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Anything else still going? So we're just chilling. We're just chilling here. Chilling for a little bit. Waiting. Waiting for shit to pop off. We got new assets. We got new assets. Still waiting for the full screen ones, but we still got new assets. We're very excited. We're very excited. So excited. It's very exciting. It's a very exciting time. And else is still going. Oh, is anybody here? Anybody here? Oh, wait. I thought I saved it. Hang on. Oh, it is saved. Yeah, how about those subscribe badges? Look at those fancy subscriber badges. How do we like it? Right? I'm just waiting on the new full screen stuff to come in. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. Quite happy. Quite happy. And Casper, I have listen. My assets don't need to be new, okay? They're always top. JW Space Badge. Let's go. Let's go. Casper with the 2 months. Or I guess 3 months, right? Because that's the. I'll pin it. Boom. And guys, do you see my new logo? Y'all see my new logo? Oh, it is 2 months. Yeah. Let me see. Do I want to change the 3 month? I might want to change the 3 month to be a little more distinct. Yes. All right. Let's take a look see. Let's take a look see. Like this better? Or this better? Look at like this better. Yeah, for 3 months. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. And then now we're just waiting on the full screen ones. I can't wait to show you guys those. Those are really cool. Casper has already seen what they're going to look like. Lucky Casper. Let me see if I've got the full screen ones in yet. Not yet. Well, we might have to wait till next time if we don't get them tonight. But still, we're very happy. We're very happy. We've got custom subscriber budgets. Let's go. Let's fucking go. How's everybody doing? How we all doing? Fun? We all having a good time? I know anything else is still going, so I'm going to take a second for people to meander on. Daniel? Not even, no comment about the new assets from Daniel, huh? Interesting. Well, I think we should have a little bit of Mika content. I think it's time for some Mika content. Now watch this, guys. I brought a secret weapon when it comes to the Mika content. I can definitely get her to talk for us now. Come here, babes. Oh, I know, the light's in the way. Come here. Come here, baby. Come on. Come on. Subscriber badges, Daniel. You would have one if you subscribed. Say hi. Oh my god, did you all see that? Okay. Good girl. Ready? Say please. Say please. Good girl. Come here. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You'll come back later. Trust me. Those are not the only peanuts you're getting tonight. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, she drooled all over my chair. So yeah, Daniel, you'll get a nice little badge for yourself too when you subscribe. Oh. There. Let's go. Let's go. What do we got? Is this the Robotnik thingy? Yes. YouTube, don't get mad at me. Y'all like my sick dance moves? It could suit you too, Daniel. All you gotta subscribe. Yeah, because you're 2 months. Because you got 2 months subscribed, Casper. So when this video goes up, YouTube's gonna be like, Sega doesn't like it. You have to remove this part. Purple lightsaber mod badge or red, either one works or both. Both is good. LOL. I don't think I can actually change the color of the mod badge. I think that's universal to Kick. So just so you all get to see what is in store for you, if you are a long-term subscriber. So I was hoping she would send me an updated one that didn't say Twitch badges, but she didn't. It also still has the watermark. But take a look at these, folks. Take a look at these. This is going to be your 1 year, baby. And then we're peppered throughout here for the different ones. How about that? Is that dope or what? That's the coolest one, the 1 year one. God, that's so fucking cool looking. I didn't want to do two because, you know, that'd be shitty. But, yeah, that's fucking cool looking, man. I love it. It looks so cool. So, yes, Elise is not in here right now, or Elisa. But when she shows up, because she says she wants to show up soon, we're all going to have to give her big dubs. We're going to have to give her big claps. She did an amazing job. I'm so happy with it. So good. So good. So good. What are they doing over in anything else? What are they doing? No, this is for me right now, Mika. This is my handful of peanuts. Don't look at me like that. Rude. You got some before I did. So mean. So rude. Casper, are we going to get on some Schedule 1 at all today? Yeah, for real. They really are. Just glad I haven't used Coinbase in years. All my shit on there is going to be way out of date. Speaking of Hassan, we're definitely going to keep watching the Hassan and Bad Empanada shit today. Jesus Christ, Neighboruni. Talking about the no tax on tips thing. That seems kind of, I don't know, that seems kind of dumb. You know what would have been the smarter thing? Outlawing tip pay and actually making them pay people a wage instead of tips. That would have been the thing they should have done. The tip culture thing is really fucking stupid. And then no taxing tips, especially when we're trying to cut all this money, equally fucking stupid. Thank you, neighbor Ernie. I appreciate you. Dude, legitimately, everywhere else in the world, they don't do tips. I have lived in 5 countries, and I've been to like 30. And the only one that only pays people in tips is the United States. some reason we think wait staff that makes 50K deserves special status over a teacher that makes 50K. They just shouldn't be getting paid in tips. They should be getting a salary and paying taxes like everybody else. This affects such a relatively small amount of people. And like yeah, and then there's the inequity of having other people who make about the same amount not, you know, not still having to pay taxes. And just another avenue for less revenue in a time where they're like raising over where they're adding like a trillion to $2 trillion in tax cuts. And like, no wonder the bill is like having trouble passing with that. It just sucks because I wish it was having trouble passing because of the Medicaid shit. Because the Medicaid work requirements, I mean, it's been shown really clearly that that shit does not work. It does not work. It don't worky. No sur. And you just ask cut, you create an incentive, prepare for tipping culture to get worse. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, dude. And like people can already be fucking horrible to wait staff. It's gross. Oh, it's fucking gross, man. Like, ugh. I couldn't do it, I don't think. And it's like you have to be super nice even to assholes because otherwise you might be getting less money. And so these people expect you to be like ridiculous. Hey, Cosmic, look at your badge. Cosmic, look at your badge. How about that?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Victoria.
Oh, I had to adjust my audio settings.
No worries. Everybody,
What's going
everybody
on?
say hi to Victoria. Everybody say hi. Everybody say hi, Victoria.
Hi. Hi. I'm a demon.
In chat, everybody's
Just kidding.
stoked. We've got their new sub badges. Everyone's liking
Oh,
it
cool.
except for Daniel, who, while being one of my most faithful people, still has not
Wait,
subscribed. I
which
can't
Daniel? We
believe
got
it.
Danny squared.
We're talking about Daniel Liddick.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Tell him I said
yeah.
hi.
Um,
Wait, duh. He can
he
hear
can hear
me.
you. Yeah.
I know. I'm just stupid. Yeah, I'm assuming this is through Kick, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Nice, nice.
Cosmic says
Remember
ahoy
all that
there,
time?
ahoy there. Neighbor Rooney is waving hi. We were
Oh,
just
hi, Kid.
talking about the no taxes on tips. Daniel says tipping culture is almost non-existent to begin with. The majority of wait staff don't get hardly anything in tips, and depending on the restaurant, sometimes manager will skim a cut off your tips. Yeah, and that's why
Absolutely
I'm saying
correct.
like the no tax on tips thing is stupid. They should just pass a law to pay
Hmm.
them wages and then get rid of tip culture. That's my thing on this. I don't think we should be doing tip
I think
culture.
it's tricky. I think it's tricky.
Yeah.
But I
Uh,
could say generally, like maybe, but I'd have to see the proposal.
it's just like every other country in the world that I've lived in doesn't do tipping culture. And they,
Exactly. No, you're absolutely correct. And it gets weird because even from my perspective, I'm like, I remember the first time I went into a proper dresser for hair things and elegance, and I'm like, oh, whoa, I'm supposed to tip you shit. That makes
yeah.
sense, I guess, but I didn't know at the time when I was like, whatever, a teenager.
And like if they're gonna
It's
do a
kind of
gratuity, it's included like in your bill at the end of the night so
a
that
lot of restaurants are like that. Like if we're talking about like a restaurant experience, like a lot of if you go to a 5 star, generally it's already included, and you'll see it on the
in
receipt.
Argentina it's everywhere. Any place you go, it's automatically included so that they can pay their servers. And in
Yeah, and
places
I
like
like
that,
that.
Yeah, that's how I think we should be doing it, right? I don't think we should
Around
be
here,
doing
it's
tip
just kind of
culture.
like, well, it depends. And it's like, if you're not clear about it with me, then how do you expect people to,
Yeah,
like, there's that 20% rule. It's like, just tip, like, your whoever 20%,
and
bare
like,
minimum. I don't
and
even
it
know if
also
that's a
enables
fair,
like
like
it
thing to, a rule of thumb that's fair. Like, New York City's totally different.
right, and I feel like it enables like really really bad behaviors too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, talk about the shenanigans side about it.
yeah, like the way some people treat like wait staff is insane to
It's
me.
awful. I've
Yeah,
seen it. It's fucking awful. I've
like
never been like a host or a hostess or wait staff or a busser, but I
right.
can tell you for a fact, like it's tough.
Cosmic, we're talking about the law they just or they're trying to pass. I don't know if they actually passed the law. I think they're just putting it in the bill, maybe in the budget bill, to do no tax on tips. Um,
That's also interesting. I'd have to read the bill
yeah. Well, this was like
because
a
there's a lot of ifs,
huge
ands, and buts there. It's like we're talking cash tips. It's like, well, what actually is reportable, and then you get into like the
right.
meat and potatoes of the IRS stuff, and it's like, well, technically,
Well, that's another thing. Is like I think a lot of waiters just don't report their tips to a large amount,
no, like
right?
so. Think of this scenario: like you're working at like whatever, just generic Chili's or something like that, right? And suppose you,
Cosmic. I sorry, I gotta pause you there. Hold that thought. Cosmic says, "Well, tipping enables tax evasion is the issue. I don't think customers in the U.S. are particularly horrible." You would be wrong about that, Cosmic.
most people also pay in credit, so it's already
Yeah,
recorded in your
yeah.
POS system.
In
So
which
they
case,
already
those
count that
tips
in.
are
Whatever's
absolutely
not coming across
taxed.
in a credit card, you have cash, and there are
Yeah,
some people who tip in cash, which is very nice. But
yeah,
it's not most of your income these days. Like, and depending on what you're doing in like under certain parameters.
yeah. Customers in the U.S. Cosmic can be notoriously entitled. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it's a whole thing. Cosmic, I've lived in a lot of places, and wherever I've lived, like in Argentina, for example, servers there they treat it as a career, like it's taken very seriously,
Hmm.
and they're treated quite nicely. In states, yeah, most people. Most regular, normal, fucking well-adjusted people are gonna treat servers well, but then you do
But
get
then
people.
Clarence Thomas busted into my neighborhood. I'm like, oh shit. And the GM's like,
Yeah,
oh, you need to deal with this. I'm like, cool, no problem. I already have many expectations, and it turned out exactly as expected. It's like
I
3 on like 120. I'm like,
so
whatever. Fine.
Cosmic, in the US, serving, being a waiter or waitress is generally seen as like a job you do while you're in college or something like that.
Transition, yeah.
Yeah.
Temporary.
It's not meant to be like a main career.
Some are
Um,
career though, and I've met many of them too.
yeah, in like
So.
certain places, in like upper class type of places
Yeah,
for
some
sure.
of them move on to like, your 5 stars. Some of them
Yeah,
stay, and there's a variety of different reasons, socioeconomic reasons
yeah.
that a particular
Or they
individual
become
does
like
one thing or the other.
maitre
But you're
d'
generally
or
correct.
something. Like if you're trying to go into that, yeah. But like I'd say like 90-95% of waiting jobs probably not.
Mm.
Does that seem about right?
I would say like 75% to
Okay.
be on, and that's even tough. Like that's tough to say because there's a lot of service jobs, right? And so then when we factor in like other considerations, it's like, well, maybe I'm not sure. I'd have to look at like some statistics, which I haven't looked at in forever.
Right.
So I don't know. But I
Um
don't think that's inaccurate either. What you're saying, I think that's fair.
yeah, Daniel, I think you're right, and that's why I'm saying they should legislate away tipping. Like it's past its time. Most people understand. I feel like that it shouldn't be that way anymore. I feel like a lot of people, most people, if you ask them, they'll be like, "Yeah, we probably shouldn't have tipping culture anymore."
How
Um,
do we deal with an Uber or like a DoorDash scenario? Then that gets even trickier. It's like, well,
well, that's one thing
because they
I
go by
think.
orders, or sometimes they go by, like, from their perspective, they have different modes they can operate, and then
Yeah,
there's the end user perspective, and then there's a whole bunch in between.
I
It's
guess I
like
was
it's
thinking
kind
more
of
about like
tricky.
restaurants and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
the
mean,
basics. Yeah,
if
then it
I
gets crazier when
knew
you start thinking about other industries.
if
You're like,
I
ah,
knew
this is
like
a
the
nightmare.
delivery person was getting paid better, I'd be willing to pay a little bit more. Cuz
That's
I
how I
tip,
generally
I
operate.
always tip, you know.
I do too,
So,
but I will
yeah.
tip a shitty waiter only 20% if they're being shitty.
Yeah. Um with DoorDash and Uber, we tip because the platforms pay inadequately. Exactly, neighbor Rooney. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
absolutely. There's a
Yeah,
lot of that going on, and
yeah,
that's my problem, which is like,
yeah,
yeah, well, anyway,
yeah.
she's a
So
stranger
like,
to
I
dicks and
agree.
shit.
Like, if I knew that they were getting paid better, I'd pay the extra because I already do, right?
And this
um,
is a state to state thing too. Like, it depends on what state you're operating in. Like, it's
yeah,
tricky.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this budget thing, the thing that I think is kind of like one of the biggest things is the Medicaid stuff.
Hmm.
That's really fucked up. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to implement work requirements for Medicaid, which
Medicaid's a state thing, so I'm a
uh
little confused.
so Medicaid is so Obamacare made it so that Medicaid is state
I
based and
remember.
that
I remember that
yeah,
all too well. So
but
when you say Medicaid, just for clarification.
yeah, right. We're talking about Medicaid expansion. But what they're
Okay.
trying to do is that in order to like secure certain like subsidies and stuff like that, people would have from the federal government, people would have to like do work requirements. But the problem is like they've shown, because there have been a couple of states who have tried this, that all it really does
Yeah,
is kick people off of health care that otherwise should
exactly.
have it. Um,
Perfect.
and so, yeah, it's just, it doesn't help
It's a
people work
really
more.
fucked up balancing act. So when federal is coming in and essentially telling the states do this or whatever,
Yeah.
it's like, well, now we have a problem because now we're gonna have people who are
Yep.
will not get access to care for a
Yeah.
variety of reasons.
And in like California especially, there's going to be they've said like some 3.4 million people might get kicked off of Medicaid. Um,
Mm.
and so I
Yeah, I'd
hope
have to look more into this to
yeah,
fucking
I
comment.
hope California steps up. We make a lot of money. We have a huge budget.
You guys are
I
always
hope
like the wild card. You like to do the, you know,
yeah,
testing. And when I see California
yeah,
products over here, it's got all the warning. It's like, may give you
all the
cancer and you'll
warnings. Yeah,
die.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
I'm
true.
like, Jesus, all right, it's
So I'm really
California.
hoping that California steps up and says, "Look, we've got the money, we can afford it. Let's take over for those subsidies to make sure that everybody
Mm,
gets covered." And it's because they kept saying, "Oh, we're not going to touch Medicaid. We're not going to touch Medicaid," but then kind of
trying to
like a
touchy
sneaky,
feely.
yeah, they did it in kind of a sneaky way, where they were like, "Oh, we're just going to do
They
work
tried to do this
requirements."
before historically, but this time and era makes it a lot different because it's like, well, and it might happen.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like it's probably going to happen. Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm like, well, we'll just have to see. There's nothing I can really exactly do at the moment.
Yeah. It's going to save them like not very much money and it's going to hurt a lot of people. And then on top
I
of
agree.
that, like still having trouble passing the bill because hardliners are like, "Oh, we're not saving enough money."
Yeah, all kinds of characters. So,
Yeah.
hooray, Bernie? Question mark. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's a long fucked up
I mean, we should have just done the
history of
public
bullshit.
option, right? Back when we did Obamacare in the first place, but
Yeah, but that fucked me over in my scenario too, but for different reasons and unique reasons.
how's
Although,
that? Or
generally
do you not
speaking,
want
it
to
was
talk
fine.
about
I just fell under a particular status where it's just like, well, if you're this particular classification, then
it?
you don't apply. I'm like, well, I make too much money and I work in a certain condition where it doesn't apply to me, unfortunately.
Well, see,
So it was
Obamacare
wildly expensive for me.
Obamacare originally wanted to introduce a public option, right? So
Yeah,
the option to choose
I
publicly,
remember.
expanded Medicaid. So
Unfortunately, there was some hiccups along the way, and now
yeah,
here we are.
Congress. they didn't get enough votes to pass it through Congress, unfortunately.
What pissed me off the most, and who I blame, is Ted Cruz, because you know what? That was the first sequestration in quite some time, and it was quite lengthy. And I'm like, watch, people are gonna flip out when Park Service, like when they can't get into parks, and so they did. That would be a gross oversimplification, but it was all about fucking Obamacare. And
let me tell you something, Victoria. I will never, ever, ever turn down an opportunity to hate on Ted Cruz. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll do this all day. I'm like, all right, let's talk about Hillbilly's background and etc. We're like, IRS has bullets. Why?
Mr. Costa Rica vacationer guy in the middle of Texas.
Yeah, we can go on and on forever. Like it's just like, why are you here? And then I see Josh Hawley. I'm like, I like your style, but his fat face is right next to you too. Like I hate seeing him.
Hawley actually might be who's giving it in the Senate over the
yeah, he's a troublemaker for sure. What attracts me to him is just the simplicity and like it's like he looks legal. His charts are a little more intelligent than Ronald Reagan style. That's about it.
Cosmic says the government is unlikely to run an insurance well them contracting under Medicaid I think you mean Medicaid, not Medicare, is probably the better system. Yeah, I mean, look, the ACA had good things that it did, but it was a matter of necessity, right? They did it as they couldn't do it the way that they initially wanted it to. The better, more efficient, cheaper version of it would have been the Medicare expansion to Medicare for all, but they couldn't muster it through Congress at the time. I think they tried it. If the Democrats were able to get back control of the House and Senate, I think they'd have a much better chance of doing a massive Medicaid for all expansion now than they would have in the past. But again, like one thing that also needs to be done is we definitely need finding ways to make to cut some of the deficit spending that we've got going on as well. Which, hey, Biden and Obama both did great jobs reducing the deficit. It still wasn't a surplus by the time they left, but as usual, they did a very good job cutting unnecessary things. And as of right now, due to the tax cuts, the CBO is definitely saying that this will expand the deficit, even with this bill that they're trying to pass.
Well, yeah, it's just on a trajectory.
Yeah.
Regardless, but anyway, I don't know. It does say in the Constitution, like, "Fuck you, we're never gonna pay our debts back anyway." So whatever.
Well, as long as here's the thing, right? As long as other countries are still interested in investing in our bonds, okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is, right? Moody's just downgraded us. This budget coming up seems really fiscally irresponsible.
Probably.
There's definitely bond yields are up. 10-year yields are way up. It seems like
a strong indicator of a lot of things.
Indeed, and it seems like they're losing
seen it before, though.
Confidence in the American economy. Yeah, but back.
This is a little different, though.
Yeah, because there wasn't like a viable alternative.
There's so much uncertainty injected everywhere that it's kind of it's literally like a house of cards.
Yeah. But now there's also added thing about how there's a viable alternative, right? There's BRICS, there's China. There are other countries who
has its own complications.
Which, hey, look, you and me, we know what's up with China and BRICS, right?
Yeah, I'm like, look, I have no problem with quality.
But like, if we're talking about like other countries who are like looking at the uncertainty of the United States and sort of desperate for another option, they're going to look at China, which, while obviously the CCP is the CCP, is going to look relatively economically stable right now compared to the uncertainty of the United States.
I think that, yeah, I generally agree. Correct.
And so, if he had done nothing at all, we still would have been okay.
Yeah, the bottom line, we have more guns, more gold. Well, maybe not the latter. Actually, let me rethink that. Maybe.
I mean,
we don't have more people.
So, Cosmic, naturally, I think you're right about the euro. But the euro isn't sort of pursuing that position as aggressively as China and BRICS are. So it could be the euro, but they're not really, they don't seem to be really trying to do that as much. What do you mean, how are BRICS pursuing anything? They're constantly trying to add new member states. They're working to bring in new countries into the fold. I'm not sure what you mean. How are they pursuing it? Anything? I want to see what he says to us. I want to see what you say, Cosmic. What do you got? Money is technology, and no one BRICS to govern their currency with any restraint. Okay, that may be the case, um, but you and I agree with you. And obviously, we know that the United States is still probably going to be the dollar is still probably going to be the more stable option, but we're not always looking at like rational decision making in a lot of these situations. We're thinking in the moment, right? And in the excuse me, in the moment, things look uncertain from the United States. Say what you will about China, but economically, they're not coming out and saying, "Oh, we're going to give everybody tariffs." And that, to a lot of countries who already view the United States a certain type of way, is going to be like, well, this might be an opportunity for us to jump ship from the dollar. I mean, I hope not. I'm just saying it could be. It all went to Europe? Really? Nope. European equity funds and Asian equity funds. So it was it was more to European funds, that's true. But it was not an insignificant amount to Asian equity funds. I'd say it looks like about 25-ish, 30-ish% of the money went to Asian equity funds. Have you Victoria, have you looked into Kick at all yet? You're still wary.
I was just thinking about that, you silly Sally. I was like, well, now that we finally cleared that up, and thanks to Candy for pointing out what I
Yeah.
thought the entire time, which was the other service, I'm like,
Right.
why would you do this?
Yeah.
You know, it's KICK. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
exactly.
that changes things then, doesn't
Yeah, a
it?
little bit.
So I haven't looked into it yet, but if I do, when I do, I will. I
Yeah,
just haven't
because
yet.
we
Did you
get a
notice I
lot of
finally accepted your other media request that I said it might be a long time?
yeah.
I
um
finally got on there looking
yeah.
nervously at somebody's deceased page, hoping it was in legacy
I
status, and
did
it
see
was.
that.
And I
I
was
did see
pleased.
that. It was,
I was like,
about
thank
time. I
Christ.
finally can put a face to the name. Um yeah, after what, like 2 years?
You
What,
could
something
look
like
at
that?
it and like already observe some very obvious things into it. That, but anyway, I'd already been dreading getting on, and I do check every once in a while because the
Yeah, cuz you must
settings
have
and
had like
stuff
quite
changes.
the backlog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also went to confirm that somebody else did the thing that I expected would do, and they did. So I was like, "Oh, you saved me trouble.
There you
Thanks."
go. Nice.
And then I was
See,
like,
that's a win.
"Accepted," and now I'm off.
That
Fuck this.
that's a win.
Out of here.
Um, but yeah, another reason is like the conversation usually gets really really good in Kick Chat, and I figured you'd
Okay,
want to at least
I'll check
see
it
what
out.
people are saying as they're saying it as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just lazily listening on a particular
For sure.
device, but I
For
will
sure.
look
For
into
sure.
that because I honestly haven't looked into that particular service. So that's what I'm saying when you say that. I'm like, I don't know yet. I'd have to
Yeah.
see. I
It's
haven't looked
just
into it, and I
it's
don't see
just
why it would be a problem.
it's just Twitch with like much more flexible TOS.
Yeah, an alternative platform, which I'm all
Yeah.
about. I like exploring those things. It's just I
Yeah.
am admittedly lazy.
like like
But I'll
way
put some
more
effort into
flexible
it.
TOS than like YouTube and Twitch, which is nice because like towards the
Yeah,
end of the night or like when we want to get into some stuff that YouTube will be like copyright blah 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 whatever.
yeah.
Like I
And
can
there's
end
pros
my
and cons to
YouTube
that, and I'm
stream
aware.
and yeah, we can like
Totally
listen
cool.
to music, enjoy shit, and like not have
You
to
don't
worry
get like
about that.
copyright struck or
Right.
banned for some,
Yeah.
or like I don't know,
Yeah.
DCMA'd or some dumb
Right.
shit.
Or if we go into like more difficult topics that YouTube is like, no. Like I can't debate anti vaxxers on YouTube. I'll get struck.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And the ones that do, it's like carefully curated,
yeah,
or they disappear.
exactly. So
Depend.
it's
YouTube's been
nice
a
to
little
have a
bit
platform
weird
that can do that.
lately. I don't know what's going on, but I've seen some really strange content that's not normal.
Yeah?
And also, they've been opening it up to a lot of other content that wasn't allowed previously,
Huh.
supposedly.
Like what?
But then on the other hand, like I know that it's like kind of SOP, so I'm not really sure. I haven't like dug into what are you up to, YouTube? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just observe what I observe, and I'm like, huh, this is different.
I
Okay.
mean it's got to be kind of a
Like the
weird time
ads
for
and shit are
algorithms
hella
right
weird.
now.
Like,
Yeah,
what the
really?
fuck is happening right now with the like? It's like that '90s like bullshit with with quishing QR code.
Mm.
I've seen them with RFK. I've seen them with Mike Tyson. He's like, buy my psychedelic massage. And I'm like, what is happening? Which is not usual in itself. It's just a little strange. And among other things. I'm like, all right, this
Yeah.
is what we're doing. We're just hardcore pushing the supplement industry or whatever the fuck is going on.
Well, that's
It's kind of normal,
they love
of
to do
course.
that,
But, like,
right? Isn't that's
yeah,
Alex
it's just I've seen
Jones's
a lot more
territory?
that's jumped while seeing other things simultaneously. This is my personalized algorithm, which is kind of wacky.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. But hey, we deal with it. My algorithm, like if I watch like one video that's not like my normal type of video, algorithm just like changes, and I'll be like, all right, I have to go watch some of my more like usual videos to fix it
Yeah, like if
again.
I type in certain subjects, all of a sudden it's like Andrew Huberman like lingers for at least a month, and I'm like, get the
my
fuck
mom
out of here!
likes
Like,
my mom likes Huberman.
God damn it! Don't
Yeah,
bring in, don't like throw in swings like that. That's all right. We'll have a discussion offline about that, Mister. He's
yeah, no,
generally correct,
yeah.
sort of.
Like I've heard some things of his where I was like, oh, that's okay, but then I've heard some things with him, and I was like,
Bruh.
no.
Bruh. What? I can allow like the supplement bullshittery or whatever, that's
Yeah,
fine. And
yeah.
there's some other issues. I'm like, your framing is fucked here. But
Oh
okay.
God. I mean, but that's the game now, right?
It's tricky. Yeah, I know. So I can like, have some allowances and just hand waves, but then there comes a point where I'm like, no, now you're just straight up disingenuous. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
depends.
that's what
Perspective.
they do, right? They gotta get the
They do be
clicks.
doing
It's
the
all about the
thing.
algorithm, and the more crazy you
And the
are,
disableds.
yeah. Man, I
Anyway,
really
it's
wish we'd
fine.
do
He's
something about
generally
algorithms.
okay. I just have my own personal like things about him, but other than that,
Sure.
he's fine, more or
Sure.
less.
Sure. Sure.
I don't know what to
Um,
make of Lex Friedman though.
Lex
Some
Friedman.
interesting twists in his story lately, where I'm like, interesting.
Lex is an interesting one for sure. Um, yeah, a lot of the people in chat are from
Destiny.
Destiny. Yeah, and
Yeah, that's okay.
we've all seen like I feel like the
La la
last
la
time
la 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 la.
I remember the
Egon
last.
Solokovic, this shit.
Cosmic says
I
Lex
looked into who that
Friedman.
guy was, and I was like, oh, it's right here, public information.
Cosmic says Lex Friedman, the empty suit.
Yeah, I'm like, look, there's some things that he repetitively said that I'm like, interesting. And then, like, the dumb part dawned on me. I'm like, oh,
Well,
right.
also I
This
can't help but
normal shit,
kind
actually.
I can't help but like make jokes about his cadence as well because
Yeah.
it's just kind of funny. Um,
But then I saw the Zelensky, and I'm like, look, I know you're excited to talk to him in your childish, like your child mind's Russian, but
hmm
that was just embarrassing. I was like, oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I don't like it.
Um,
Was just not. He was trying to do the peace and love thing. I'm like, that's not gonna work here.
well, the last time
Ugh.
like I remember, or at least one of the big last times I remember Destiny going on Lex Friedman. That bridge, I believe, is burned now, but
Was that the one when he was with what's her name? Because that's the last time I think I recall was the
I
two of them.
always
But I know
think
he's
of
been on there at least twice.
yeah, I always think of the debate with him and Benny Morris against Muon Rabani and Norman Finkelstein.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that, so I would
It's
have
a
to see.
doozy. It's pretty
I
rough.
already imagine based on who you just said. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, my perspective is going to be wildly different here because I don't have the same perspectives as really any of them.
I mean, it's even less about that. Just Norm was being unhinged, honestly. He was being
I
a
mean, they were
fucking
likely all
ass.
unhinged to some degree, but
Yeah.
I can give credits to Destiny in some places, and others I can't. Simple as
Um,
that.
Morris was really good in that one. Benny Morris was really good in that debate.
Mm.
Um,
I'll
Cosmic
check it
says it
out
was funny
sometime.
to see Norm Finkelstein show his true self, as if he doesn't do that all the time. Cosmic.
I don't know why people fall for that shit sometimes. I'm like, look, I get his perspective, but when you really like dig into the background, it's like, well, I must have seen like a pattern here that's
Yeah,
very familiar.
he is a very one-sided approach to the issue. As the telling of history,
And I
and
get it, but I don't actually see. I come from the perspective, what are you selling me?
yeah,
What
he's
angle?
he
What's your
is
angle
selling
here?
you
Because if you're lying or being deceptive and trying to like steer me in a certain direction,
sure,
intentionally, unintentionally, I'm gonna have like, and you know, most of us have a bullshit detector. Like,
right.
some people are kind of whatever, but I'm like, sounds fishy. And then you start looking into it and doing your research, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Kind
Yeah.
of sounds a little bit like something else that's a familiar phenomenon that I've
Mm-hmm.
seen many times. And that's all I have to say.
He also the thing about Norm is like that I find to be a bit humorous, right? Is like he's actually a two-state solution guy. Did you know that?
Mm.
He's
Mm-mm.
actually a two-state solution guy, which makes him a
I've seen
Zionist.
both. I've seen both. And they, depending on who you're talking to, there's valid points on all sides. It's just
Oh no,
complicated.
I'm just saying it's a little ironic to me because like I'm a two-state solution guy, right? A lot of
I
people are
know.
two-state.
I'm like,
But like
which
the
is
part
great.
yeah, the part that I find to be very ironic about it is, these very strong, like, one state pro Palestinian folks, like, I don't know if they realize that him being a two-state solution guy makes him a Zionist by the definition.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, because all Zionism is the right,
No, I
essentially,
know
for
what
Israel to
Zionism is. It
exist.
doesn't
Yeah.
mean that that individual in particular, like, I'd have to look more into it. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, well, I'm
Yeah.
looking for other indicators too.
Well, again,
I don't
when we're
like
talking
jumping to
about
that conclusion,
Zionism,
but like, I think what
Zionism
you're saying
is
is fair.
yeah, nothing more than believing that Israel has the right to exist as a homeland for the Jewish people.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, which he believes because he's a
Basic
two-state
shit.
guy. Yeah, so that makes him a Zionist.
Provided that's
The,
true,
the
what he
problem is
says,
like the word
okay.
Zionist has been like super twisted and turned into this other shit.
Mm.
And there's different kinds of Zionists, right?
There's like ultra
there's
religious Zionists that
yeah,
are
there's
kind of
religious
problematic. Like there's all
Zionism.
kinds of flavors,
Yeah, there's
and
like
it's
the
just a little
Greater
weird.
Israel Zionists,
There's
which
Kanye
like
West people, and that's not even a
Kanye.
Zionist. I
Well,
don't even know what
Kanye
that is.
West, I believe, is probably not just an anti-Zionist. I think he's
I
just a
think he's just
straight up
mentally ill.
anti-Semite. Well, that too,
Just
but
mentally ill,
so here's
probably, and
my
other
I
stuff.
gotta I'm maybe here's my quote unquote hot take, which some people will like give as a cold take, I guess, at this point. But like a lot of people, I'll be like, dude, Kanye sucks. They'll be like, yeah, he's mentally ill. You know what, man? Like at this point, like I don't even
And he's a
fucking
public figure.
care.
There's a certain responsibility he
Yeah,
carries,
like
and
I
I am
just
in
don't
agreement
care,
with what you're
dude.
saying.
I'm gonna
And I
let
never
other
cared about him
people
either. I'm
care
like, where did
about
he
that.
come from? He's a background rap character, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, boom.
but like I'm
I'm like,
Jewish,
okay,
dude. Like, at one point,
no, I
like
get it.
at some point I'm just like, you know what? Fuck your mental illness. I don't care anymore,
Remember,
dude.
he's
Fuck
like
you.
Death Con. I'm like, you
Yeah,
idiot.
like fuck
You're such
yourself,
an
bro.
idiot.
DEFCON 5, whatever it
I'm like,
was.
okay.
Yeah,
A
so
little
like I
much.
mean, and it's the same like kind of like with Elon where people use some of his shit with autism. And I'm like, look, I know a lot of
Yeah, I gave
autistic
a
people.
charitable answer there, by the way, which is like
Yeah.
charitably, he's
Yeah.
seriously
And
ill.
people are like
My
I'm like
personal
I
opinions are
know.
way different.
Yeah, like I know people with autism, like they don't act like
Yeah, they
that.
function. They're fine.
They're
It's like
fine.
this isn't an
Like
excuse for
it's
certain
not an excuse
behaviors
for
based
shitty
on
behavior,
severity.
exactly. So like I'm just kind of tired of trying to like write it off as like look, we all have things we deal with. I've got ADHD. I have to deal with that, right?
Hmm.
Um and so like there comes a point where it's like we're just making excuses for somebody. And like when it comes to
Yeah,
Kanye, it's like bro, I really couldn't give a fuck less how mentally ill you
you're a
are at this point.
celebrity. You're in the public eye, and you're saying
Yeah.
these things.
But even if we're granting all of that stuff, I'm like, dude, I'm Jewish. You're coming after me. You're coming
Yeah,
after my
fair.
people. Like, fuck you. You know?
And I'll get
Like,
just as emotionally guarded about my own shit. It's
yeah,
just like, yeah, all
exactly.
right, you're talking shit about this. Well, how about that?
Yeah. Daniel
So it goes
says
around and
just an
around, and the
asshole.
thing with him is he's nuts. He's fucking nuts. And on top of that, so it's just like,
Yeah.
well, this is a fucking
Yeah.
hazard. I don't know where he is lately. I know he put out some grotesque song that everybody
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. It's
I'm like, I don't
it's.
even care. I don't want to
I
listen to it.
believe
I'm not
it's
interested.
titled Heil Hitler, and people keep asking me if I've listened to it, and I'm like,
Same.
listen, I'm
And I'm
just
like,
gonna.
no, and I don't care, and I'm not clicking
Yeah,
on it
I'm
because I
like,
don't, I'm
listen,
not
you
interested.
have to understand, I am never going to listen to any Kanye music, future or past, ever again.
I
I
think that's
have
an appropriate
no
way
interest.
to, give your finger to the artist or whoever
Yep.
because they don't deserve your money or
Nope,
your
they don't
clicks.
deserve it. No.
That's the rule I operate under. I'm not giving
Not
you
gonna
money,
listen. I
giving you
have no
clicks
interest in
if you're doing
listening.
these things.
I think we all should be doing that with someone like that. We just need to be, and I think society kind of is starting to. I think we
Yeah.
just kind of gotta ignore him.
And he goes away for periods of time and then we forget
Yeah.
about him and then he comes back.
Doing things to try to like get attention and stuff, and like just at some point you just got to be like, all right, enough is enough, bro. Like just
And
ignore
then
this
then
guy.
like Kardashians get robbed because there's thieves that are watching. And
Yeah,
like it's like, yep, you go to a hotel somewhere in France
given your
and
music
like
taste,
you're
you never listened
loud.
before. I mean, I never listened that much to it before, but I had heard some of it, and I was like, okay, this is good back in the day, and I'm not going to deny that some of his older music is good. I'm just never gonna like run it through again.
Yeah.
Um, and it always rubbed me the wrong way that he had that huge inflated view of himself.
Yeah.
But my rap and hip hop tastes are generally from the '90s for the most part.
Yeah, so are
So
mine. So that's one
yeah.
thing from my perspective. I know he was a background character around in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And then like fast forward 10 years and it's like, okay, you're doing your own thing, whatever, fine.
Yeah.
And then like keep fast forwarding the timeline. And it's just like, what the fuck is what? I'm like, you went from some background dude in a Puff Daddy situation to this. I'm like, okay, alrighty then.
Um. Yeah. Maybe he was an artist, Cosmic. But like,
He was some background dude. I don't know the technical like rap terminology or whatever it is. I don't know,
um,
but he's a
and now
background
he's
guy.
mentally ill. Yeah, he is mentally ill. But like I said, like I really don't give two shits about that at that point. At that point, like I know a lot of people think that way, and they're absolutely welcome to think that way. And I think that point of view is pretty valid, but I just really don't care because, like, again, like, he's my. I am one of those people. I'm not gonna be okay with that. He was the greatest musician of the aughts. All right, get the fuck out of here.
Ew. Gross. Gross. I'm telling you, he's just this dude in the background, and then this
Who was
shit.
better?
Like,
Well,
dude,
we
this
have
is too
different
much.
music tastes, Cosmic. It's not gonna like my opinion on who is better is gonna have to do with like the kind of music that I listen to.
Exactly.
It's objective. Um,
Uh,
no,
no.
there's an argument there. If I was to think musician, no,
Objective
because
how?
no, actually, absolutely not. He wasn't a musician. He's not a musician. He's a rapper. You might say that he's a lyricist, one of the greatest
Well, you call him an artist.
lyricists
That's
of
fair.
the time. Well, he said he was the greatest musician of the aughts. He was not a musician.
Well, he says a lot of.
He is not a musician. He doesn't play a musical instrument. He's not a musician. He doesn't compose music. He's not a musician.
Well, then how different he is from Skrillex or something then.
I mean, I wouldn't put Skrillex
Just
up
hitting
there
the
either.
keyboard.
It was fun though. What does
Somebody else
compose
just
mean?
designs
Like,
everything and he sings like his weird lyrics, whatever they're about.
I mean, did he produce? Does he? I don't know. Did he produce?
I don't know.
He
I
produced
didn't
and
look into
arranged
the
his
back
own
history.
music. Cosmic. Okay, well then I can grant him that. I guess. He plays the keyboard.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, like a child.
I guess
or
I
what?
stand corrected. Is he noted for being a particularly good keyboard player? Not that I'm aware.
He just got real famous real quick. And Kardashian things and other things and other stuff. And here we are. Meanwhile, Puff Daddy's gonna get fucked.
Ah, did he?
Dude, I haven't been watching the.
Yes, you are going to say
it's a
rappers are
shit
not
show.
musicians.
It's a fucking
They're
nuts.
rappers. It's a different thing. They're poets. It's not the same. It's just a different type of thing. It's not like taking away from it. They're lyricists. They're poets. There are rappers who are musicians. Who? Let's see. I know there are people. Again, this is a genre that I'm not very familiar with. But there are definitely rappers who like play musical instruments and shit while they're doing their stuff. Like, let me see. Hang on. Isn't Lil Wayne like a pretty good guitar player? Childish Gambino. Andre 3000.
So they gotta look crazy. Outcast.
Wyclef plays guitar. Anderson .Paak, definitely. I don't know. There's a lot of ones who play a lot of musical.
Yes, this is subjectivity and what we consider art, essentially.
I mean, I consider it art. I'm not saying it's not art.
Yeah, my personal thing, I agree
Yeah.
with you what you're basically saying. Like, I'm of the same opinion. It is subjectivity, though. Like, so we can call him an artist, and he technically falls under those definitions, too.
Yeah, I'd say he was an artist. I'd
But
say he was a
my
poet.
My personal bar is like, nah.
I don't think this is that controversial of an opinion to warrant a Picard facepalm, Cosmic. I'm just saying. I think that's a bit aggressive. And you know, like I had to write a paper on one of his songs back when I was in college. And it was very interesting, like the lyrics he wrote. You Can't Tell Me Nothing, I think it was called. Very well written, very poetic.
That's the
Um,
consensus I've gotten to. That yeah, if I actually listen to all of his music, examine the lyrics and all that shit, like I'm sure
co-
there is.
excuse
It's
me,
just
Cosmic. That's the 50s through the 90s and some of the early 2000s. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Victoria.
no. I was just saying, if I examined all of it, what you're saying, that's the consensus I've gotten essentially. Is that yeah, there's probably some interesting music. He did some interesting lyrics and stuff. I haven't personally examined them because we're also talking about like a decades gap here. So like I'm like, well, for me, I was at a different time, and I
Yeah.
just didn't really. I would occasionally hear things, occasionally see things, and
Well,
be
I
like,
was like also like overseas for most of that decade, you know?
yeah. So again, your personal life was involved with other things, so was mine, time and place, like,
Yeah.
and so like my personal
I wasn't
perspective,
even in
I
the
never really
country.
cared about this guy from the start, and then like it got crazier.
And like when I was in Argentina, they were still like way into the music that I love the most, right?
It's
So,
crazy when you go to some of those countries because you'll hear things a decade back that just
yeah.
got there. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, it's also pretty fun.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's just why I was listening, which was cool. I mean, I loved it, right? Like being in a place
Same.
where everybody still loved that music instead of listening to modern music because that was my music. Um,
But then it just got a little crazier with whatever's going on.
yeah.
And it comes across as extremely offensive at the bare minimum, I would say.
Daniel and Neighbor Rooney, what are you guys arguing about? Y'all have been writing novels back and forth. I haven't been paying attention. They're arguing about something. You have to molest the market, but deregulation, removing protection for workers and consumers. Oh, they're talking about free market versus regulation. I always say smart regulation, good regulation is good. Benefits of minimum wage. I have my minimum wage position. My minimum wage position is variable minimum wage based on the living cost per county. Yeah, there's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some people going from one county to another to do it. There might be ways to adjust it to make it better. But nationwide minimum wage seems like a really dumb idea for a lot of reasons. But a
Mm.
variable one seems like a good idea.
So we leave it up to the state, which I'm fine.
No,
Which,
actually, I did.
with some exception.
Yeah, so I actually did not. So I don't mean per state cosmic. I mean closer to per county. Because cost of living can vary from parts of a state to another state.
You know the
Um,
counties around here, boy.
yeah,
It's crazy.
and but my ideal minimum wage situation would actually be algorithm based. It wouldn't be left up to people. It would be okay. These are the economic markers um, that we calculate our living cost based on, and then we use that to calculate what the minimum wage should be. I'm not an economist. I wouldn't know what that equation is,
I
but
look at the
something
GS
like that.
schedule per diem rates. Per diem rates are quite revealing, like
Okay,
depending on where you're going. It's like
that
interesting.
might
Look at the GS
have to
rates
do
for
with it.
like per
I'm not
diem,
sure.
and that'll give you an idea of like, oh, this city is, at X amount because, and it becomes very obvious. That's just like one like
Cosmic thinks
strictly.
per diem
Let's
rates
look
are
at
insane.
per diem rates.
Cosmic thinks per diem rates are insane. Maybe she's. Are you saying that that would be the rate, or are you saying that would cite?
No, it's a personal indicator I'll use
Yeah,
because you know, things, reasons. It's something I'm
yeah, to the
intimately
there you
familiar
go.
with
I same
over my
you for a
career.
long time, but now I don't think there should be a minimum. Well, I really disagree with you, neighbor Rooney, and history shows that if you don't have a minimum wage, people will take advantage of it. So
Hmm.
I am very much look. I may have moderate fiscal points of view, but I certainly do not have libertarian economic points of view. That's true, Jordan. Okay, Cosmic. All right. That's why we had to put them in the first place, right? Because it wasn't true. Why aren't all unskilled jobs at the minimum wage now then? Um, I mean, it depends on where you go. In some places they are. And the minimum wage is below what we need to live. Many Nordic countries have no minimum wage. Yeah, but they also have safety nets, neighbor Uni. The demand ebbs and flows. Sometimes the demand may be sufficient, sometimes it won't be. That's the point of having it in the first place, is to ensure that in those situations that people don't get underpaid, that people can make enough money to survive. With what I'm saying, you are going to ensure that people have enough money to survive while also not pushing small businesses out of business. I mean, like I agree, Cosmic, but I'm functioning within the system that we have now. Without safety net, I don't think it's rational not to have a minimum wage. If we were to have stronger safety nets, sure, that's a
You got to
different
propose a
story.
whole new system at that point.
Yeah,
So when we talk about like the extreme ends of what some people would like to see or do, it's like, okay, that's cool. Can you lay out a proposal? And how are we going to do that?
yeah,
Because
exactly,
otherwise, we need
Daniel.
to work within the system we're working with, and slow is change is not. I mean, yeah, there's some exceptions. There's always exceptions, but it's not going to happen overnight.
More universal credit than universal basic income, though. I don't know if any that have UBI. Yeah, exactly, neighbor. But still, healthcare, guaranteed healthcare, all of these things are really, really important. There's a lot of things that are provided that makes it easier to have wages be decided solely by the market. Minimum wages won't solve the problem, they just give people a talking point. Well, that is a very catchy slogan, Cosmic. Oh, forgot to open Discord on my streaming PC so you guys aren't getting the little bubbles in the corner. There we go. There we go. And taxing businesses from their profit and providing for the people you want the businesses to employees. No! No, Cosmic! I literally just said, if you have stronger safety nets, I don't have a problem with that. But we don't. So I'm working within the framework that we have. If we have stronger safety nets, I am so okay with getting rid of a minimum wage. But the problem is we don't, and so we have to ensure that they won't be taken advantage of. There's also a lot of data showing that increasing the minimum wage reduces the number of jobs and hours for unskilled workers, which is why I said variable minimum wage. Your minimum wage needs to vary based on where you live, right? It already does to an extent.
And you're talking about on a municipal level too, which is
Yeah,
important.
municipal too. Yeah, and the reason that happens is like there's a natural reason for that, and I think that to ensure that places where there's less scrutiny they don't get taken advantage of, or places where, like, let's say California sets a statewide minimum wage, for example, right? That's based on like Los Angeles and San Francisco. Well, now you're fucking all of like the rural areas of California, right? So you need to make that more granular. Did a local minimum reduce the number of jobs and hours for unskilled workers? Yeah, okay, neighborhoody, but then if you don't have a minimum wage, then it's reduced. Then the obvious answer there is that if you're reducing the minimum wage, less people are making, or more people are making less money. Los Angeles has had a minimum wage higher than the rest of the state, and it's worked pretty well. It's not even
What's
not high
minimum
enough,
wage?
honestly.
What is it?
I think it's
I
like 20
expect it's going to
bucks.
be cartoonishly high, but what is it?
Yeah, it's like 20 bucks.
Oh, alright, that sounds right.
No, 17.87, almost 20 bucks. It's going to
I think we're still
be,
at like 13 something, but I'd have to double check
yeah,
because I haven't
it's
checked
it's
lately. It's like
raising
if you think about it, it makes
variably.
sense, but in my location, you know how that's problematic. It's like,
Yeah.
well, if I was in that class.
So implementation of higher minimum wages, there's always an adjustment period. There's always an adjustment period, but then eventually they adjust. That's how it works. Price controls are generally bad, but if you don't have a safety net, you have to do something. You have to ensure that people aren't getting taken advantage of. Because if you let people unrestricted decide what they're going to pay their workers, people are not going to get paid enough. It would be lower than it is now. If we have a safety net, it's not a problem because we have a safety net.
Perfect scenario for exploitation and a whole lot of other shit.
Exactly. But we don't have a safety net, neighborhood. I'm fine with that, Cosmic, but those things are way less likely to go anywhere. I mean, Medicaid expansion, sure. Most of the country believes in Medicaid expansion. Expansion of unemployment insurance, that's like, it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
tricky.
yeah. Rental assistance, no way. A lot of people, I see a lot of the right being like, oh, well, you gotta live somewhere better, blah, blah, blah. Um, they're just not well funded. Yeah, I know. That's my thing. In the meantime, this doesn't mean everyone's going to be exploited, neighborhoody, but there will be some who do. I mean, people were exploited before we had these laws. That's why we introduced them.
And it still goes on, but it could be worse.
Yeah. There are also jobs that pay at the minimum. You think those jobs paying at the minimum wouldn't lower that cost if they had the opportunity? Not all of them, but some of them would. Especially for uh, like immigrant labor. I I reject the binary, neighborhoody. We've had a minimum wage for a long time. Unemployment is very low. We've seen throughout history when the minimum wage goes up, there's an adjustment period, and then eventually everybody gets work again. Yeah, but they wouldn't have to if they had higher wages, neighbor Uni. Or if they had safety nets. One or the other. One or the other. Like I said, if we're going to get rid of a minimum wage, we're going to have to do it paired with strong safety nets. Otherwise, there's you shouldn't. So I guess we just legalize murder because people are still going to murder people, right? Yeah, facepalm all you want. It's exactly the same concept. Oh, anything else is finishing? That's fucking rude, Cosmic. Relax, dude. It's not a straw man. The idea that because people are using the black market.
I hear Destiny debaters.
The idea that because people are using the black market for payments means that we shouldn't legislate against it, that is a non sequitur. That is not a good argument.
Opportunists be about.
Very good. I'll do it if we have the strong safety nets. That is my point. Otherwise, variable minimum wage.
So, Jordan, I'll just need to see your plans and proposals for that, and I'll review it. Take
I need
months or
to
so,
talk
get
to an
back to you.
economist first.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
so we gotta run that through some people.
Yeah.
But I like the idea. It's a neat idea. I'm sure it's not an original idea, but I think it's pretty
sure it's
neat.
not.
It's just, I'm like, well, realistically, I don't know that's gonna work out, but it's a neat idea. It's better than just bitching.
That's why we've had it, and it's been working pretty well for what, 80 years, Cosmic? Well, not quite 80 years until they stopped adjusting it for inflation. Yeah. Yeah, too bad it's something you're wrong on. Yeah. Oh, neighbor Rooney. Buddy, my hands are fucking tied. Oh, buddy. You know, there's nothing I can do at this point, bud. It's out of my hands. This is just the way she goes, bud. It's the way she goes. That was a oopsie. So, Victoria, whenever somebody
No, I pick up on what's happening. I don't know the exact content. I don't need to. I get it. You're good.
whenever someone does a typo in chat, I gotta goof on them.
No, I hear what's going on. I just don't know the details. Don't need to know the details. You can tell me, like, it doesn't matter. You can say what you need to.
He accidentally wrote THEIR instead of THERE, so I had to fuck with him a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, shit happens.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much. And again, it's in the absence of strong benefits. If there were strong benefits, there wouldn't be a need for any of it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I agree. I generally agree with that, Cosmic. But also, we got a lot of good data from the payments that went out during COVID. A lot of people put more money back into the economy. Obviously, there was a lot of debt that was run up, but at the same time, there was huge growth in GDP. It is a tricky one. I agree. Tricky. People coming over from... Man, nobody's coming over from anything else? Bummer, dude. Yeah. Okay. But printing money on its own isn't necessarily inherently bad. It depends on how you print money and, is GDP growing along with it? Well, you could like cap it at income, neighbor Rooney, if you're fiscally responsible about it. Well, we're gonna have to do something because the job pool is gonna shrink as automation grows. This is one of those situations where there will be all of these new jobs opening up, just like always with changing technologies. I don't think is going to apply as well to this particular technological revolution.
I'm seeing huge opportunities in adjacent sector, but you need to be of a certain status, and you need to be able to hold, maintain, acquire a certain, like, you're no Q clearance.
Right.
So I see a lot of stuff, but it's like not applicable. It's technology part and the automation gets really tricky. So there's opportunities, and then there's just a lot of job loss too, and other things. So
We did a pilot of UBI here in LA as well, and I believe the results were quite positive.
yeah, probably, but you guys have some issues.
Didn't we used to have a negative income tax or something close to it, Neighbor Rooney? Or no, we just had a progressive tax. Sorry. Nixon's family assistance plan. Hey, Cryptic, welcome. I don't know if it ever went into effect. You know, Nixon gets a lot of shit for obvious reasons, but he actually was a decent president. If he hadn't done fucking Watergate, he would have had quite the legacy. But I went to his, he was an anti-Semitic crook. Nice. Listen, we're used to anti-Semitic leaders, okay? As long as they don't try to genocide us, we'll fucking deal with it, I guess. Oh man, there's no chance in hell he was the only anti-Semitic president. Well, I'm not saying like I have like a specific answer for you, Cosmic, but it's a very common thing.
Yes, 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 we commonly hate you. Anyways, Nixon is an interesting case study, and it depends on the perspective. Like, anyways, if we want to say, well, they all technically were, that's fine. But then, it's all like, and we get into a lot of little arguments. Don't we?
Yom Kippur. That's true. Nixon was. He funded Israel a lot. Blueprints. I
He
have
also had
not.
interesting and positive relationships, depending on how you look at it, with China.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
he's an interesting guy. He's also drunk a lot.
that's true. And he swore a lot. He's a big swearing
Exactly. He'd be
dude.
like
He
drunk
swore
talking on the
quite a
phone
lot.
and this shit's like recorded. Come on,
Yeah.
dude. So look,
Expletive
he's an interesting
deleted.
guy.
Expletive
A lot of it
deleted
was
is
just
like
lost. It
the
was
the
just
call of the
negligent
Nixon
stuff you'd
presidency.
imagine. And then there was the thing.
Oh, Nixon's anti-Semitic views. Well, I'm not. Color me unsurprised.
There's probably more to the story there too.
I mean, the current president has said a couple shit.
Yeah, but we're doing the thing, so.
Oh, I see
He
it.
is who he is. He's been saying this same shit since
I got you,
since we
Cosmic.
knew of his existence.
I got you, bud.
Is it appropriate in that title? No, not at all. I was
Um,
surprised.
My Steam just kind of crashed for a second. I'm gonna take a look at it. Cryptic blueprints. There's an old Vulcan proverb: "Only Nixon could go to China." Daniel said.
Mute swans. Mute swans. Interesting.
What are you doing, Steam? You're freaking out right now. Man. Let me just restart it.
Man, if I just started reading the titles in my YouTube algorithm, I think people would freak out, man. Out of context shit. Like, how about 3D printed Luigi Mangiano's ghost gun? Wired.
Oh my god.
Wired. I'm like, well, it is actually interesting in itself. No thanks. I'm not gonna look at it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we
Yeah,
are not Luigi
but
fans.
like out of context, it's like, yeah, that's on my TV screen, and it's like, I don't know why.
Not Luigi
This
fans
is
in this stream.
Wired. Remember, it's Wired. Her favorite.
Wired is interesting.
Yeah, they are. I didn't care to see that on the front page. Don't care for it, but it's there. 3D printing is really interesting, and especially with firearms. But then you like combine that whole topic together, and it's like,
This does look
I'm
interesting. Okay. On to the wish list it goes. Also, recommendation, Cryptic. It's a neat game. You walk around building a property one room at a time. The game lets you draft rooms, get options of how to build. It's basically a puzzle adventure game with roguelike. Very interesting. Mario is the better plumber anyways. Dude, that man has like 40, 50 years of plumbing experience. Absolute beast of a plumber, that guy. Absolute beast of a plumber.
What are we just forgetting Luigi the character? No.
Listen, he was always overshadowed.
I mean,
equals
also,
Luigi Mangione fan, Casper.
Who was that actor who played Luigi? So there's all the kinds of things, but you know that doesn't separate the fact that he was from Maryland. Ugh. It's like, so there it is. And it's unfortunate, but certain things come into effect.
Well, like, Lyndon Johnson kind of hated everybody, didn't he? Yeah,
dude,
Casper,
kind of
we did, but I thought I came to an understanding that we don't like that he killed people.
And he was sort of friends with the Kennedys and sort of not. It's fucked up.
Mario could make dough if he sold to private equity. Jesus. He's got to take cues from his cousin Wario. That's a rich man right there.
Wahoo!
Johnson? I thought he didn't even run for... I'm pretty sure he didn't run for re-election, right? Yeah, he didn't. He never won an election. One of the few presidents to have not won an election. LBJ had a big package. He told his tailor to make sure to tailor his pants to account for his huge hanging nuts. Okay, let's see. Nope, stop it. Okay. 5 American presidents have served without winning an election. Is that true, Cosmic, or are you just... Because that sounds... I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
There's a few cartoonish examples where there was a president and they, like, died immediately for reasons, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But then
so
the one who took over...
I always forget who they are. I have to, like, look at the list again. I'm like, oh, right, that's stuff.
Yeah, but then the ones who, like, took over didn't run for re-election, so they technically were president without ever winning an election.
There's been cases in the last few administrations where, well, technically the VP was president because the president was under sedation.
Oh, that's
some kind of
true.
routine medical thing.
That's
You know,
true.
there's all those other, like, well, depends how you look at it.
Oh my god.
Also, one man was beaten to death in the Senate, and other fun stuff.
Cosmic, I still don't know if you're trolling me right now. I don't want to look it up. I don't want the algorithm to be like, why are you looking up LBJ's dick? You'd be like, what are you looking up?
Just look up the Whitest Kids You Know episode, like the LBJ / like JFK assassin video. It tells you everything you need to
know. My gosh.
He's like, hey, just a little southwest. It's like, fuck, dude.
Oh god.
Just LBJ, why are you here?
Why are you looking it up again? Then we got those LBJ dick pics asking for a friend.
No, keep that out of my shit.
Yeah. No, thank you.
He did establish a lot of social programs, which were.
No, I mean, like, and the civil rights.
Down.
Civil rights happened under his presidency.
Yeah. He did a lot of good things. There was some weird things going on and other stuff.
I've also heard people claim that he was a racist, but, like, I've also heard people debunk that claim, so I don't know what the fuck is
it
true.
just seems to me like he was kind of a mean man, but he did have a relation. Like, there's just, I don't know, like, things. And also, it was back then, so we can't really.
Yeah, it was back then, guys. We don't fucking know, okay?
Yeah, it was like back in the day, you know, like before our time. I wasn't
Anthony is the only one who shared nudes with Congress. What, Neighboruni? Wait a minute, she's kind of hot, though. Wait, what?
Huh? Huh?
I mean, she's batshit, but... What? Oh, boo, lame.
Yeah, you got manipulated.
It's a blurry side profile. That doesn't count.
Well, yeah, that's a...
Melania still has her beat.
Hey, she's Slovenian, too. Hey, wait
there
a
you
second. Go. There are some strange other things. Maybe she's just a person. I don't know.
Jordan World is not typing. Fuck off, Daniel. See, I don't have to type. Neighbor Rooney sent me a link. Let's see. Was presented nude photograph of herself to Congress on Wednesday. She said it had been taken without her consent. Oh, bro, that is weak. That is super weak. You can't even see anything. Sure, LBJ said the N-word with the hard R, but he also signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I mean, that's a true statement. That is not a false statement. All right, let's see, guys. Do we want to watch this meeting with Ramaphosa? No. The South Africa meeting?
It depends. You can. I might mentally tune out because I watched it 3 times today. So I'm kind of. Yeah, you might just say something. And I'll just get irrational with you immediately. Be like, you better be quiet.
Like, no, right Cosmic now, doesn't like to watch anything. Happening. Cosmic, there's no pleasing you, Cosmic.
You can, yeah, I have my own opinions, but I can reserve them and be polite.
American society was just
really, there's some really
That's true. Call
Warning.
it cryptic.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Like
like
there's some
genocide
emotional things that are going
accusal,
on in
which
there that
I
I
kind of told
don't
you my
think.
thoughts about it earlier.
Yeah, and I know what happened, but it's also it depends on the perspective you're looking at this, and I try to look at it as objectively as possible
Mm,
with that information compartmentalizing everything else.
hmm.
I'm like, I only see what I can see in frame. I see it in three different frames.
He
Um,
likes watching things.
different.
I just struggle with hate watching. Well, Cosmic, what do you want, buddy? We're doing politics streaming. We can't just watch all the things that make us happy and fuzzy on the inside. We gotta hate watch. We just gotta do it sometimes.
As long as you don't stream it through like another stream, you know, like the
Mm,
commentary of the T channels. I don't need that.
yeah. No,
You
I
gotta
mean,
watch it from
I should
reputable
probably
source.
start doing some T stupid bullshit at some point, right? It'll be good for
Oh no, it's interesting.
my
But
exposure.
if you're gonna stream it from
Yeah.
like just the mainstream news, whatever.
I agree. Kind of. The problem is judging LBJ or other politicians by today's standards is stupid, especially given the norms then. Of course, there are people who were bad apples, but most politicians aren't Superman and they aren't Lex Luthor. They're just people. You have to look at the overall pattern they left behind to judge their actions and the times, whether they were decent. Yeah, I mean, I do think it's kind of weird how people will take people from like 80 to 100 years ago and be like, I can't believe this guy said the N word. We should condemn him for the rest of time. And I'm like, bro,
Time and place,
everybody
cultural
everybody
context, and a
said the
bunch of
fucking
other
N word
things.
back then. Yeah. Like, what do you want?
Many things have changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
I was actually
What do
doing
you
the
want to
whole
do?
white genocide thing with South Africa. It's such brain want, like actual propaganda to try and force you on the side points about South Africa. So this is what I was saying earlier. There definitely is a lot of violence going on in South Africa, and a lot of it is definitely race based. Personally, I don't think exactly neighborhood. I think genocide is a bit of a strong word, but I'm okay with the refugee status. This is like word for word what I said to Victoria earlier. Basically, I'm okay with the refugee status, but I'm a little fucking annoyed that he's giving them refugee status, but it's taking away or not granting refugee status to other groups. Kind of is shitty.
I also have to caution, like, you need to understand, like, cultural context and mannerisms. So remember, like, Trump's got a certain baseline, whether you like it or not. It's not, if you're going to evaluate it a certain way, it's a layperson can get quickly deceived based on how it's framed and what they're looking at, and like
Hmm.
just some subtleties that
Much of it is wealth based, cosmic, but there is some of it that is race based. That's why I said I
he
don't
starts.
necessarily think
Trump
it's a
brings up a
genocide.
very important but very culturally sensitive topic, and he,
Hmm.
in my opinion, pushed it a little too far for
But
my
that's what he
liking.
does. He always
Yeah,
does
and we're used to it. There
that.
was just a point in what I saw where I was like, "That's enough. That's actually enough." But it was handled with grace. That's
That's
all I'll say.
exactly what I'm saying, neighbor Rooney. If he had stripped the other group's protections, this would be such a non-headline that only Hassan types would be whining about.
Mm.
Why is the Black death rate crazy high? Because there's a lot of general violence. I literally just said a lot of it is race based. A lot of it is wealth based. There is some of it that's race based. How does that contradict that?
There's a common element of criminality in general too.
I would say specifically. Okay, so admittedly, Cosmic, in this situation, the lines are a little bit blurred. Because the problem is, most of the white population in South Africa is inherently going to be wealthier than the black population, right? So you're going to have people, you're going to have situations where you could see that there is a racial factor involved, but there's still also going to be a wealth factor. So it can be kind of hard to define or set a difference between the two. Um, there's a lot of corruption in the ANC, Daniel. Um, I am working, admittedly, from anecdotal stories on the ground from people that I know in that understanding of race based violence. But like I said, I don't believe that's the prevalent situation. I do believe the prevalent situation is based. But yes, exactly, neighbor Rooney. The black nationalism definitely encourages race based violence. It's and the quote is "kill the boar, kill the farmer." And the guy who's like the head of it at one point, I mean, he was too extreme for the ANC. Like he got kicked out of the ANC. This is propaganda. South Africa is just poor. Okay, good one. So you're saying that doesn't exist? You're saying they don't exist and they don't advocate for race-based violence, classmate? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, but Germany doesn't have the kind of crime like stats and crime issues that South has. Doesn't have the same poverty either. Oh no, neighbor Rooney, that was a bad one. That wasn't even a typo. That was just a fuck up. Oh no, buddy. My hands are tied, buddy. I wish I could do something about it, but you know, it's just the way she goes, bud. It's just the way she goes. Nice use of the me emote. I approve. Yo, it's getting toasty in here. I'm gonna turn the fan on. 2 seconds. By the way, do y'all peep the shirt that I'm wearing? Y'all peep the shirt that I'm wearing right now? You see this? See this right here? All right, well then if we're not going to watch that talk, Cosmic's about to be pissed off. Watch. Cosmic's about to say no in chat. He's going to say no in chat. We're going to pick up on the Hassan Bad Empanada conversation. What up? Let's go.
Are you trying to torture me? What?
We started this.
Look, I don't even care about Hassan. I don't care. That other character, it's gotta go.
Sucks. Yeah, he's
I'm
the worst.
done. I'm fucking, and there's some fucking, head splitting, and I'm like, look, this dude has these indicators, and like, I see what he's doing, and it's like, I don't care.
No, he's like a dangerous
This is
individual.
unacceptable. And by the way, if you're in Argentina, guess what else is there? Some of my peeps, some of your peeps, other people are there. I don't know what he's fucking doing, but
Yeah, I want him out.
good luck, buddy.
I want him gone. I do not want him in
I think that'll
Argentina.
take care of itself, and
Makes
I
me
don't want
very
to hear
sad.
you bitching or you're crying about it.
I just can't wait until like fucking Millet catches wind of the kind of shit that he's saying, because Millet
So the
hates.
diaspora there too, and I'm like, get fucked. You just
Yeah,
pissed
dude.
off a lot of people. I'm like, you.
Oh
wanna go
yeah,
ahead
oh
and
yeah,
poke?
right?
Poke.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really think about it, it's like, no, you just poked a nightmare of a situation. I'm like, nice try. I noticed it. And it's very specific to me. And then I'm like getting arguments like with like cartoonish math, and I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I know all about the fucked up parts.
It's tanky
but
math.
do you need to go read.
It's
Go read
tanky
it.
math. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember Josh shared that fucking video that
I
one
fucking
time.
lost my mind. I was like,
Oh
are you
my
fucking
God, I
se-"
forgot
When I
about
saw
that.
it, I was like, I saw before. I'm like, okay. All right, well, let's go. And I'm like, my first thought was, you're intentionally trying to piss
Yeah,
off
you trying
a
to
particular group of
like.
people, and that's not cool. That's not a good idea.
I saw him share that, and I thought to myself, Josh, do you value your life like at all?
Yeah, and for me, it's especially there's just certain things I haven't said, and I'm like, okay, like it's not only personal, but it's just like you're actually trying to, and like casually saying later, it's like, oh, I think they were trying to aggravate a certain group of people who are associated with another group of people once upon a time, etc. It's like, I don't know what you're doing, but you should not poke in there. You should.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea. And his logic, the way he presents it, his affect, it's so flat. It's like it's and I'm just like, I see what you're doing, but I don't fucking. I'm sorry. I'm putting my foot down on that one. I'm like, I can't, like, because then you get then just your regular target audience is just consuming, like, I get it, you can make like journalistic or like awareness arguments or whatever. I don't care.
I haven't seen
It's
them.
bad.
I haven't seen him like posting much from this guy anymore, though. I think he might have.
The miniature one, the like
Figured
copycat
out.
one of him, I forget. It's some child with like a 70s mustache looking thing. I don't know what his name
Oh,
is.
Parker.
Noah, I think.
Oh,
I
Noah
don't know. It's the
Samson.
one that's, like, the younger
Oh.
one with the stash.
So actually, I want to take a look at this because I heard that Noah Samson had a Houthi on his stream.
I have no idea, but I did see a video from him last night where he like does admit to some like naivete and some shortcomings, which I appreciated. But when he first came and I see these reposts and stuff, I'm like, he's just a regurgitation of what Bad Empanada's saying. Nope. I'm okay. Like, and also, like, I have my own personal opinions of like Hassan. I generally don't have an issue with him. I have like, some personal opinions, which are really California, really.
I'm gonna
Is that
save
it?
that one for later because BBC has a stick up its ass on YouTube. So I'm gonna wait until I end my YouTube stream before I watch that. Because the last time when we watched some of that other stuff the other day, they ended up flagging me on that.
On the other hand, Ethan Klein's out of control. I don't.
Which part?
Look, this is a pattern of behavior, like, over time. And I'm like, I don't know, I get it, but it's a little extreme.
I mean, I think he's
I
been
get where
sort
he's
of.
slept with all the time, they get death threats, I
Yeah, he's
understand all
kind of been
this. Like,
pushed
I
there
can
a little
humanize
bit the
him
way I see
perfectly
it.
fine, like, I get it. He also has some, like, personal health issues. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand, like, Hila's position. I'm actually a lot more sympathetic, but I don't, like, when I see, all right, well, you've got iDubbbz, and all this circle, and then, like, Mudahar and him. I'm like,
The
I will
iDubbbz
tell you
thing was
this. I'm like, I
pretty.
trust Mudahar
It's
because,
pretty
like,
bad.
he actually understands safety and cybersecurity stuff. But I don't know what to say about that. I'm just seeing, like, certain, I don't have an answer to that except, like, it's tough.
Chat, I heard someone say earlier that Noah Samson had a Houthi on his stream. Is that for real? Because I can't really find anything when I look for
I
it.
find that not likely, but I don't know.
Well, Hassan thought he did. It turned out the kid wasn't one, but he thought he was.
I thought,
And he
see,
brought him on his
like,
stream.
my problem is, like, how this wasn't obvious from the get-go. It's like, well, I don't think so. You gotta verify that.
Still, I mean, I think the issue was like, he brought him on thinking that he was a Houthi.
I don't even know that Hassan was thinking that. But I don't know. Like, I'm sure he said that, or maybe he took it back. I don't know.
In the
I just doubted it was
conversation, he
actually a Houthi. Like, probably not.
was definite. He was definitely the impression that the kid was a Houthi. It turned out not to be, but obviously the issue is like, you still kind of thought he was, and you brought him on anyway.
In your context, you don't like Hassan, right?
Very much.
Or
not,
Bad
yeah.
Empanada. Ugh. So why are you torturing yourself? Go ahead.
I mean, like, I kind of have to,
It's helpful
right?
for, like, the plebs to argue their dumb
But it's
shit
also
points.
like it's going over slop is like good for my stream. Unfortunately,
I like slop too. I just consume other slop. But you can, and it's just, like, infuriating.
Oh, Casper got tasty ramen. Yum.
God, I hate that dude.
I know.
Like, Hassan just annoys me for, like, cartoonish California reasons. That's it.
No, but Bad Empanada
Like,
is
he's
actually
kind of a
like.
child, but whatever. He's
But
from,
Bad
like,
Empanada
Forks.
is like a actually legitimately like
Yeah, like, I just
bad fucking person.
I'm like, I don't know if you're autistic or what your problem is, and I don't care.
He's just. I mean, I
that shit.
a
They
piece
eat
of
that
shit. That's
I
kind
don't
of.
have any. I'm like, yep.
Great ideas.
That's where
now
I
How
land
to,
on
like,
it.
describe that to others who
Yeah.
are susceptible. I don't know. I'm like, dude, like, but if you put that particular video in my face, like, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, that one was.
I exploded. I lost my mind. I'm
that
like,
shit.
You fucking idiot. Everybody. So don't talk about it, because I will instantly get irate, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna go through like 20,000 pages of work to talk about this, or some basic shit. Like, do you understand forensics?
Like.
Simple shit.
Yeah,
And it wasn't one time, it was so many times, and just don't go barking up some trees that aren't your fucking business. Especially if you don't understand some fundamental or prerequisite information there. It's just like, thanks. Not cool. It's pretty clear what he's doing, and that's fine. And if he is in fact in the location he claims to be, alright.
Oh, they're arguing in chat now. This is what I like.
Buenos Aires,
It's like I can
baby.
start a conversation and then like let them go on about it.
I'm sure they're freaking out or something.
No, they're talking about the South Africa thing still.
Oh, that's fine, I guess.
All right, let's slop it up, boys and girls.
Alright, give me a reason to hate this guy more.
Don't worry, I'm gonna do it at 1.5 speed.
Oh, that's good. Because I also, yeah, it's gonna be like blah 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 for a long time. She'll be civil, not civil. We'll see. Who will redeem their soul? I'm with the Turk. Sorry.
I am with none of these three.
Well, that is also true, but I mean,
Yeah,
in
we
this
so
little
we so
battle
we
here,
had the so we all had the conversation like last time was of these three of Hassan, Noah, and Bad Empanada, which one is the worst? My choice
oh
was
yeah,
Bad
I know the
Empanada.
answer is bad empanada, and
Yeah,
not
I
just as my
agree.
personal bias.
I agree 100%.
I'm looking at other indicators. I'm like, yeah, I see your con artistry. I understand from all those perspectives, and they're just key indicators. I'm like, nope, don't care. This is why people like you cause problems.
Yeah, I agree. Bad Empanada. How about I hitch this debate on the '90s movie Malcolm X instead? Cosmic hates watch. He hates it. He said every time I'm gonna turn it on.
I mean, I feel like that sometimes too. I'm like, no, you catch me in the wrong mood. I'm like, what the fuck? You're a troglodyte. Proceed.
Hang on.
Hassan is articulate, but I've heard him say the stupidest childish things.
I've seen like every
I gotta
Hitchens debate.
compartmentalize
Cosmic.
it for this little rap battle.
I know. It's just hey, look, it's part of the life. I chose
Like,
the
just at
life.
face
Okay, didn't
value,
choose me.
I'll grade them here. Do the Osiris. I'm like, well, I already know how this is gonna turn out, most likely.
Cosmic said Hassan is a vile human who grunts. Noah is a vapid surfer girl, which is actually kind of accurate.
Whoo! They all
Oh,
suck.
he is a bit of a vapid surfer girl. I don't know if you've pulled up the stream. I'm assuming not. Noah's wearing headphones with cat ears on them.
He's autistic.
Yeah,
That
I
was
don't
inappropriate, but
understand
I'm
that,
getting a certain
Cosmic.
vibe too.
To
Like,
me, Bad Empanada is by far the worst of these three. I don't know
yeah, and
how
I
you can
think there
tolerate
might be,
listening to
it's
him.
not fair. I'm not trying to be discriminatory. I'm just saying, I think there's something like that flat affect is very familiar.
Oh, you thinking he's a little
Like,
tism?
listen to their tone, their voice, and things like that. It doesn't say anything, it doesn't mean anything in particular. I'm just like, there's like a certain delivery there
Oh,
that's kind of familiar. And
that
if I
is
explain it in business speak or HR speak or other stuff,
okay.
I have no idea. Maybe they just are in front of the camera and they're just normal. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right.
It's
I'm
kind of
gonna.
creepy if you met them in person, if you
Yeah.
thought about it.
Do you want me? Do you want me to send you the link for my kick, or are you gonna watch me on YouTube for now?
I can want, yeah, send me the kick link. I'll do it. Why
Yay!
not? And then I'll like take all my data and information and sell it over. Anyways, it's cool. It's
Do you
fine.
have
I mean, they
Brave?
already know.
Do you have
It's not a
Brave?
big deal.
Brave browser?
Yeah, I have that, and I have comments about that that I'll reserve for another time.
Oh shit. Okay.
I test them
Interesting.
all, and I have, it's
What
like,
would you
yeah,
say is the
it's
most
alright.
secure?
It's alright. Some issues, but it's okay. Ew, what? Haven't, no, that pearly bitch is back. Fuck, I forgot about that. Okay. Can I watch Not Log In? Yeah.
Yes, you should be able to watch without
Fuck
logging
yeah.
in.
I was like, as
Yeah.
long as I can
Yeah.
I don't want to register right now.
Yeah. When you
Sorry.
do feel okay with it, though, I would very much appreciate a
No, I'll
follow
test it
because it
out. I
helps
see
me
it
out.
now. Like, I
Yeah.
like the interface. It looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just thought you were talking about the other one the whole time, and I didn't know.
I see that I've made Jordan a disciple of Brave. I already had it, Neighborroony. I was just so used to using like Firefox and shit like that that I didn't want to. But I'm using it because the ad block is really nice. Actually, I like that. The built-in ad block is quite nice. All right, here we go. Let's dive into the shit once again, friends. Let's do it.
They eat that garbage and they believe it. Like,
How sad. Everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've long lost faith in humanity if it's not obvious. So I'm sadly not super.
Don't worry, Bad Empanada. Humanity has lost faith in you as well.
bit of a nihilist.
surprised by any of this. Am I a nihilist? I think the human race is
George.
superior. We should all unite and
interesting. I hear the
go to the
delay
stars like in
is,
Star Trek. The
switching.
human race is superior.
Yeah.
All the other races
Also,
on Earth.
I'm on that browser you're
Dogs.
talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Dogs.
Yeah, you're gonna want to. You're probably gonna want to deafen me while you're watching. Otherwise, it's gonna get really annoying.
No, I understand that part. I just listen for the. I'm listening for other things first. I'm like, mic check, nice. Working as I expect.
Nice.
I'm a human supremacist. And
Oh,
yeah, you can't say this shit on
everybody in
YouTube. You're gonna
chat,
get, like,
say hi to
negative comments from
Victoria.
some,
She's
like,
watching.
anti-species
She's not
people,
logged
and
in,
they're
but
gonna be
she's
very angry at you.
watching. So everybody say hi, Victoria, in
but-
chat.
Vegans.
Like, I think ultimately the internet and social media has been weaponized by like the whole concept. Like, this is so far away from what you're talking about, but it's still relevant. Like, I think social media very much
You won't
in a
be
way
able to send a
democratized
message,
the
but
dissemination of
you'll be able to
knowledge,
see them.
which is why we can see the Gaza genocide, for example. But at the same time, it created like this massive arena that every single person in the world is always constantly using. Not every single person, but most people always constantly using, and it makes it so much easier to reach them with shit that turns them into a horrible person. And that second option is winning out over the first one, ultimately, which is how we get like literal beasts like Asmongold.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I would say literal beast, but fucking retarded and dickbag shitty takes.
The state of affairs is certainly dire, but I think like one of the things that always gives me hope, like it's hard being optimistic around you because you have such a dire outlook.
Yeah.
I heard that.
He called him a literal
What the fuck?
beast.
Oh, I didn't like. Oh, like I don't know the context yet, but fuck you, dude.
Cosmic, why? Oh, wave hello. Yes, chat. Say hi to Victoria. You guys didn't even listen. Say hi. Don't be mean. Be welcoming.
Which is crazy because people say that about me all the time. But I think like I think solidarity is a fantastic way to reinstill some sense of confidence in yourself and in your fellow man. Like the conversation I had with Jean-Luc Mélenchon in France was incredible. Like it's so eye-opening to see someone who I might not fully agree with in terms of his worldview, but like it's like seeing a major politician that was the leader of the Popular Front and it was still undermined by Macron, but seeing someone like that have such similar opinions to myself, it really is galvanizing. Like I felt awesome about that. Like it was just it's a demonstration of solidarity, and I think that's something that we shouldn't lose sight of. Maybe it's difficult for you, Bad Empanada, because you live in fucking the ashes of the former Peronist Argentina that is now.
Fuck off, Hassan. Yeah, what a surprise. They support fucking Perón.
Controlled by a fucking literal
lost, I mean.
pedophile anime character dressing psychopath.
We can talk about that as well. That's
And the
interesting.
IMF's very own dog.
I mean, you look at
Javier Milei.
Mélenchon in Latin America, though. There's 20 Mélenchon, so there's that.
No, I know.
Real unhinged now.
Like, Latin America, ultimately, in terms of domestic politics, is fortunate somehow, which is very weird, given that the USA killed all of the good politicians in the 70s and the 80s. That's why we ended up with Lula.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
going to elaborate, but like Latin America is like, it's kind of a beacon in the darkness of the
You'd be
world.
begging for Lula
but
right
it's also
now
not
instead.
very powerful.
Millet
It's also
is
very
definitely
irrelevant.
better than Perón, and
I mean,
I'm
Millet
not
is
the
an
biggest
exception.
fan
Millet
of
is,
Millet.
on the continent, he's largely an exception. He might
Neighbor
inspire
Rooney
people
says, "Hi,
like him,
Victoria." Oh,
but
you
Argentina
see-
is
you can
Argentine
see-
politics,
you
especially
can
in the
see
last
it now.
20, 30 years, have not been very comparable to that of other countries in Latin America because the Peronists are so weird. And everything in Argentina is dictated by anti-Peronism, which is weird because Peronists aren't that radical, but you would think they are, given the way they talk about them. So that's just very different. But, you know, in Latin America, not just from the pink side, but even now, like the Overton window
So
is
this is
very
literal
different to in
torture,
other places,
but
at least in South America. Mexico, not so
Hassan is
much.
gonna take the win on whatever the fuck's happening here. Obviously,
I don't know if there's a winner or a loser here. I think we're all
yeah, that's fair
losers.
too. I get it. Like,
I think
yeah,
we're all
if that's
losers.
how people like to judge things, I'm like, well, all right, I don't need from whatever.
I think every single one of us who watch this crap end up losing. But hey, here we are.
Brain cells. Hassan has points that I agree with, but
Yeah, you're always gonna find certain
there's other
things to agree
historical
with here and
context there, and also,
Yeah.
He lives in Richville, where you live. I don't know.
Casper,
Sound like
Casper.
it. You look
You
like
see
Finishing
Casper in
California
chat?
also.
Casper agrees with you. We could watch Hitchens.
And then
I
there's
have seen
culturally, too.
every fucking Hitchens debate already, Cosmic. Come on.
Oh man, don't.
It's certainly not Central America right now. So there's that at least. Like, but yeah,
No
Mélenchon, he's
idea.
obviously like in French electoral politics, he's very good compared to the American guys. He's like God. But still, like, even with it's so weird, right? That even with someone like that in France, like, if he was in power in France, I would have faith. And he's someone who's almost won elections before. You know, he's almost won actual elections. If he was in power, I would believe that he would try to do something for Palestine and stuff.
Casper says, also, hi, Victoria. Sorry, I'm
Hello.
right now.
I saw some.
And I know that you're watching now. I know. What am I doing? Have you seen his Malcolm
I
X
stopped
debate?
watching. Actually, it's kind of it's in another tab, but it's kind of torture.
I probably have seen his Malcolm X debate, but it's been like, again, it's been like years. I watched all the Hitchens debates back in like 2010s and the early 2010s.
So that shit's on VHS in my place, and I got about 30 more tapes to go through. So my whole perspective of him is so much different than the Fourth Horseman shit. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, atheists are, and those are great. I don't
I
disagree, but
love Hitchens.
I really particularly like Hitchens for similar and also deeper reasons, particularly as it regards to the Atari Democrat. He called it. You knew it. Tricky, tricky, tricky. So sure, he helped the atheists or whatever. I see some other things going on. I love Hitchens v. Hitchens. That's a great one. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Cosmic.
It's probably one of my favorite, like,
Cosmic.
overall. But
We're watching the rest of this. Let it go. He's desperate for something else. Buddy, I love you. You know I love you. We got to make sacrifices for the clips. There's got to be some good clips here. I got to be able to farm some good clips out.
That, you know?
Oh yeah.
But even with someone like that so close to power in France, they still do so little. So I don't know. I think in a way, like, you think I'm a nihilist. I don't think I'm a nihilist. I think right now I'm a realist. I used to be a lot more
politics have informed Macron even. Like Macron right now is
He called himself a realist. No fucking way.
domestically so fucking unpopular that he has tried to reposition himself as this like guy that's going to have an impact on the global stage. And of course, on the one side, he's doing this like militant posturing against Russia, saying that he's going to send French troops into Ukraine, stuff like that. But also, even on the Gaza side, he has gotten his notes from the Mélenchon side that previously would have been considered radical, but he's like saying he is, I would say out of all the major leaders in Europe, he is one of the, with the exception of like Spain or Ireland, Macron, surprisingly enough, is one of the more, I guess, radical on the issue of Gaza.
Yeah, he definitely has been.
I know Cosmic, but we can't always get substance out of everything. Sometimes we got a bit slop, and I have to fucking rage at how dumb it is. That's just how it goes.
And he's not great still. Like, the French government has been so
Alex
contradictory.
Jones,
Like,
much?
Macron will say one thing and then his foreign minister will say another. But still, yeah, you're right. Like, they're definitely
Pretty
for the best in
much.
Europe on the matter. But
I mean,
yeah, I
you
mean,
guys-
certainly, like, his Mélenchon's ideas have certainly had some level of influence on
He
Macron
pulled you
trying
out
to
of
win
that
back popularity.
nonsense.
Especially given that the only reason that, like, he's still there is because he may have to make a deal with the devil to avoid losing. Like, what was that, like a year and a half ago now?
One-on-one
But, like,
artistry. There's some truth to what he's saying, and
Yeah, I
then
mean,
the Sandy Hook thing
it's just like
happened.
like you said, we got this whole thing because it was like I'm a nihilist. I'm not naturally a nihilist, okay? I have gotten my outlook has gotten
Materialist
less and less
nihilist.
rosy.
Cosmic, you're just too highbrow for the rest of us, good buddy. Just too highbrow.
As time, my outlook has gotten less and less rosy as time has gone by. If you watch like videos that I made 5 years ago, like I made a video like the world needs Bernard Sanders. What a fucking moron I was.
So have they said anything?
I don't think you're
interesting?
wrong to make that
Was it
assessment.
No, they've just said a lot of really infuriating, dumb things.
Okay. Nobody's pulling up
When we
receipts,
came
legal
in, we
stuff.
watched an hour and a half, an hour 40 minutes-ish of
So they're
this last
just
time.
giving their opinions and, you know, playing some game with each other. There's no legal references. There's no primary sources, I assume.
Oh, by the way, now that you're actually looking at the chat, do you see the new badges? You see the custom badges I got? To everybody's names?
Sorry, my phone's on lock. You know, it likes to go to lock mode quickly. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. What's happening in the chat?
True Casper.
Wait, it says the stream is ending. Is it ending?
Refresh it.
Okay, hang on.
Bad Empanadas debate with Destiny. We could watch that. That's quite a few years out of date, though. I remember that. And it's really
How
tolerable
awful was
because
it?
Tiny's there.
Mm. Ugh.
No, Victoria's not a big fan.
I have mixed opinions about Destiny, but as of late, complicated.
Yeah, well, he's been very complicated.
So I
as
get
of
it.
late.
I agree
Yeah.
with. There's some things that I liked, and then there was some behavioral concerns, and then there was some other stuff. And at present, you know, I don't know what he's been doing. I don't like follow everybody like that either. So who knows? It's probably just up to what he was doing before. I don't know what's going on with Sneeko or like that whole situation and other stuff. I go fuck around. Cookie blocker. Oh yeah, the badges. How do I see that? I'm not sure where they are because I have shit technology. I think I'm seeing them.
What was I looking up? I was going to look some up, and then I forgot. Damn it.
Color. Yeah, Jordan, I'm
Oh.
gonna have to explore the, from my, if this is the interface I typically use, like, I'll have to explore the interface, because I'm like, I don't know, I'm old and small buttons.
Yeah, figure it out. Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
get it
running
all
off
fig-
of, like,
yeah.
obsolete stuff, so I have a different view. And my brain's obsolete, so old.
No worries. We're all.
I need to, like, actually
Gather
be on the
years.
computer. Yeah.
You need to what? Sorry.
I got a 4x2 screen, I can only see so
The
much.
4x. Oh, you're on. Oh, 'cause you're on
I told you,
mobile.
it's
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah,
mobile
yeah,
interface
sure.
is not the best.
I already noticed, but that's okay. It's just I'm talking about like eyeballs. I'm like, look, I can only see so much unless I take out my contact lenses and so on.
Oh
and so
shit!
yeah, I'm just old, literally old. Like,
We
I
have
can't
got
see on this tiny screen.
We have got a chat points redemption.
Saw
Robotnik
some
glasses
chat point stuff.
coming on. Rooney, if you would please deposit the link into chat.
Deposit. I like the retro gamer look. That's cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then it has to pair with this. This is one of our new traditions now.
I just don't know anything about it. It looks fine to me. Then
The
again,
soundboard isn't that long. See, because the glasses. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna keep the glasses on though, for a little bit. No Mika redemptions. We don't want to give Mika some treats, some peanuts.
what?
Come on, somebody give me a
Peanuts?
Mika redemption. Yeah,
No, no peanuts for dogs. What are you doing?
peanuts
What are you
are
talking
okay for
about?
dogs. I've looked this up.
No,
I promise
alright.
you, I've looked.
Alright,
it up many
I'm sure
times,
it's fine. Proceed.
yeah.
Whatever.
I know because nuts.
Sure, Jordan.
There are
I
certain
guess.
nuts that are definitely
have
not
some
okay for
peanuts.
dogs. I gave you Mika
Treat.
content at the beginning. What do you mean? Mika.
When's the last time you walked her?
Before stream. I walk her before stream.
Before?
Yeah.
Sometime earlier.
No, like right before
Accepted.
stream.
Oh, okay, fair.
She's good. She's on a schedule. She's always on a schedule.
Look, like, yeah, a lot of people just... I wasn't suggesting that.
D's?
Have you taken care of your dog today?
Are dogs allergic to those nuts? Not to peanuts. I have absolutely looked this up because I would never give her something that would hurt her. Come here, baby girl. Come here, baby girl. Yeah, I know. Look. Oh, I've got the peanuts. I've got the peanuts.
Yeah. Without seeing your cam, I don't know. These nightmarish things
Sit.
going out of my head.
Sit. Ready? Say hello. Say hi. That's not a hi. That was a whisper. Say hello. Say hello. That's a girl. Can we do one more? Can we do one more? Uh-oh. I dropped one. I can't see because of the fucking glasses. I dropped a peanut. Where did it go? No. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm going to have to find that later. Okay. Ready, Mika? Say please. Say please. That's a girl. Okay, you ready? Balance that for me. Stay. Good girl. So good. So good. Ready? Stay.
Jordan, are they literal peanuts, like Planters peanuts, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what did you think it was?
I mean, just to rule out some things, because that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
Planters
kind of like that
peanuts.
grumpy old so-and-so, but not as strict, you know? Like, how are you behavior? And your dog, because, you know, I only
my
know
baby.
dog.
Oh, baby girl.
Mr. Dog Police.
That's my nickname for her, guys. Is Mikachu. For those of you who don't know.
Interesting twist.
She's my little Pokemon.
No, I'm blanking on
Wow,
Mika.
Casper. I see how it is.
What does Mika mean
I see
again?
how it is. Huh?
What does Mika mean again? I'm kind of blanking.
It's just sounds nice. It's sort of like a multicultural sounding name. It's spelled
Okay.
like the Russian.
It's not like some specific
Russian.
reference to like the Torah or some
No,
shit, right?
no.
I just gotta ask. I was like, wait, am I being culturally insensitive? I don't know. People yell at me about a lot of shit. I'm like, listen, I didn't know. I was just asking.
All right, let's see. Where did this peanut that I dropped go?
You're killing me. And then I gotta remind myself, I'm like, it's fine, because you take care of your dog, so it's like not a big deal. I'm just like, oh my god.
No, I promise you, I looked it up through and through. I would not give her.
No, I
something
believe you
without
for
checking.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, you're not like cartoonishly stupid.
Yeah, like she doesn't get like anything with like garlic or onions or anything like that. Where the fuck
I also have
did
like
this peanut
PTSD
go?
from my whole life with like people, like particularly in my family, in like tragic situations, and like,
Yeah,
I'm sensitive.
I can't find the fucking peanut.
I've seen just horrible neglect and other
Oh,
stuff.
this is
and
gonna
I'm not
bother me?
suggesting that's what you're doing at all. I have to like slap myself in the face, be like, chill out. It's fine.
No, of course
Peanuts,
not.
whatever.
I
It's
take
cool.
Such good care of this angel.
If it was chocolate bars, it'd be different.
No, oh my god, no.
Exactly, and I have to remember, oh right, you went to these places and you have these, like, you know, credential, like, I know who you
I
are.
have,
Like,
I'll tell you what, I have these
I'm falling into
nuts.
the trap.
Sorry.
I'm imagining things that aren't actually happening, you know? You're just a guy taking care of your dog. Pretty normal.
All right. Well,
Right,
I'm
guys?
gonna find that lost peanut after stream.
Won't she find it?
I don't know. It might not be in a spot that she can get to. It might have fallen under something. All right. Go ahead, babes. Those are yours. Go ahead. Go get it. Go get it. Okay. There you go.
I'm just imagining like a tin of planters. Oh man. Yeah, peanuts should be fine. I never actually really thought about that before. It just already sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, I know. Like I had to look it
brain
up.
shortcuts to like allergies.
Oh, I
peanuts, all this
found
other
it!
Crap.
I found
It
it.
doesn't sound good. You found it? Good. Where was
Yes.
it? Under a couch or something?
No, it was like behind. It was like under a wheel of my rolly chair.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Because you could have crushed it with the rolly chair, and that would have sucked. Very nice.
All right, back to this retention.
Investment. I think you were right.
Maybe I wasn't
At the
wrong.
time, at the
Yeah,
time I
I
think
mean,
It's like,
it was
alright,
in the
more
same
Maybe I
boat.
wasn't.
Let's
I wasn't
go.
wrong.
Hey,
Maybe I was right at the
you.
time. But now it's like we're
And
here
we're
5 years later,
this.
and everything's only gotten worse. It's
But we
so
do
fucking
all
funny that Trump is the
mutually
president of the U.S.
dislike
again. I'm
these
sorry, that's so
people,
funny.
I
It's
think.
especially funny
I think
because it's
that's
like
the vibe
Trump.
I'm getting. Commonality. We don't like these individuals for various reasons.
Yes, everyone here doesn't like these people. When is Josh
I'm in
gonna
a
come and
completely
watch? For
different,
fuck's
like,
sake.
category of people. I'm like, no. No.
Daniel
these guys.
redeemed Robotnik glasses earlier too. Yeah, I put them on, right at the beginning. Are we not wrapping them up? All right, how do we do this? When we have multiple redemptions, okay? How do we handle this, guys? I need to know. I know. Can you tell me?
Where's MAGA Daniel? Working?
He's probably working.
Yeah, he's busy. One day, I wish I could, like, spit that out into a moral of the story thing with the others, but, it takes work.
Multiple redemptions means you do a chicken dance. That is not on the list of things, Daniel.
I'm an expert chicken dancer, by the way.
Are you? Oh.
I got awards and shit for it at school, don't I?
No way.
I know. Screw the straight in the face. Is it not?
No
I
way,
won multiple
Victoria.
talent contests, multiple plays, and also another universe. Hell yeah, bruh. First place, and what was it? Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. I got all kinds of funny stories to tell. It's stupid.
I need more of these stories.
Chicken dancer #1 right here
Daniel.
for multiple years.
Daniel says
Oh, yeah.
it is a foul dance to be short. No, I can't fucking
Look,
chicken
and
dance.
I was also a model, and I have blonde hair. What do you want me to tell you?
A
I also was
5,000
cartoonishly
point
Slavic.
neighboruni. I cannot be letting. Listen, I love you all, but at some point I have to like decide what we. I mean, it's my fucking stream after all.
Do you want
Like, I
to
have to
know
decide the kind of shit that we watch. What did you say?
more? I was just doing the Starship Troopers. Do you want to know more?
Yes, I do that meme all the time.
Would you like to know more?
I do that meme all the time.
I know, I love it, because, I have a special, that movie is special to me, too. For
Co-
all this
Here's what's
common
gonna
reasons
happen,
and more.
Cosmic. Cosmic will spend like minutes just spamming chat, so he can get enough points to veto whatever it is we're watching. And I'm not gonna do it right now because I know some of you have over 5,000 points. You're gonna use it right away.
Oh, community backlash. The plebs fight back with your own system of magical
Are they
points.
time based? I thought messages had something to do with it too. Both chat and time based. Okay. Casper meant 5K for chicken dance. Oh my god, I hate you guys so much.
What?
I love you
Should I
and
not
I
have
hate
said
you
all
at the
that?
same time. No. They are very thankful to you. You did good. Oh
I know I did. It
god.
was shit,
I don't even
but-
know the chicken dance. All I know is like the That's all I know, right? Like the last time I did it was like in the 1990s when I was a child. Oh my god. Look at what they're
You remember
doing.
the electric shuffle?
They're rioting in
Woogie,
chat
woogie.
right now. They've all grabbed their torches. They're rioting in chat.
What do you know about the electric boogie? Boogie woogie woogie woogie. Like, dude, like that shit's like ingrained in your head. If you were from a certain time period.
All right. Okay. Fuck. All right. Okay. 5,000 points for a chicken dance. I'm adding it. God, fuck me. Fuck my life.
Hey, listen, you were in her beltway bullshit, so I don't know. You should stop complaining.
Cosmic sent me a
Like, I don't know what
reference
the
for the
fuck you're talking
dance,
about,
you
but
son
in
of a
this
bitch.
context, I don't know what you got.
We'll do it live. Yes, Daniel.
You had
Fuck
to do
it, we'll
too,
do it
so we all
live.
had to do it. You don't even remember the
Oh,
simplicity of the dance, do you?
Goodness gracious. Paste. Wait, what's a Arrested Development reference?
Oh.
Oh, I thought this was a chicken dance reference. Oh, the best chicken dance.
A chicken.
I can't do the sound. Oh yeah, that's not the chicken dance we're talking about. But I'm doing this for you
It's
guys.
good they don't
okay?
realize then.
I'm doing this for you guys. You sonzo bitches. Here we go.
You're rich.
Channel points.
Shush. Hush. Whatever, dude. The collection of, you know, at that time, it's like St. Andrews shit, I don't know. It's way too inwards. Talking Paul VI nonsense, at best. I don't know how you feel about, I think we talked about this with your dad maybe, about the Jeb Stuart High School name change. And it was like, yeah, it's a
Oh
tough
yeah, they
one.
changed it, right?
Yeah, they did. And like, I got all this stuff here. And it's like, all right. Well, okay. He was killed. He wasn't like a slave owner or any of that other stuff. But yes, he was the South.
It's added.
Actually, a lot has changed here, Jordan. You'd be like pretty like, what? Like,
Yeah, I
don't know.
bet. I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking. Like every time I go out, I'm like, oh my god, well, this doesn't even exist anymore. It's this. Like, holy shit.
You're amazing, Casper. You're incredible. What an
I think it's
incredible
called
person.
Justice. That's why I especially hate it.
Yeah, exactly, neighbor.
It's Justice, and I'm like, what is this cartoon nonsense?
Oh no!
So
I wanted
lame.
him to do it, Casper. Now he has to wait a month before he can pay me. Does he even get the sub badge because he has so many badges? Yeah, exactly. It's okay. I dropped him like 10 hints earlier and he didn't do it. So I don't think he's ever actually going to sub to me. That's right. That's right. You heard
Riddick?
me, bud. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah. I
That who's
agree.
your friend?
I agree.
I don't get it. Really weird.
Thank
You guys are on the same
Victoria.
page about everything,
We
including your
really
internal
are
desire.
on literally like everything.
Yeah, including Russia and China. I get it. I see it. It's
Yeah.
just like, okay.
Yep.
All right, then. Maybe he's just being, you know. Never mind.
I have more badges than
Maybe
a North
he's
Korean
just
general.
conservative with his money.
True.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe maybe he's a stingy Jew. You mean?
There's that as well. I mean, that is also a possibility. I
Well,
don't know.
you
I think it's something
can't,
more
Casper.
common or normal. Like maybe he just doesn't want to because he just doesn't want to get his credit card mixed up with shit. Who knows? Like,
He
it could be
subs
easy,
to Destiny.
simple explanations, or it could be because he is holding you to a higher expectation.
He subs to Destiny. So
Ew, on a
he
Discord
already has
or
his
on a Kick?
no on Kick. Yeah.
Oh, well, that definitely changed. Well, that's where you found him anyway. So
Yeah,
is
that's
that
where we met.
surprising? Yeah, so you're
No.
not IRL per se, but you share some commonalities.
You know how frugal I am. I
He
use
fell
frugal
down on the
points.
friend bar.
Wow.
Look at the graph. All right, now you're just at acquaintance.
Yeah,
I think
he
it's
does
fine.
sub to Destiny. You transfer points because I got 5 point. Oh my god.
How much does the sub cost for like your basic sub, whatever that means? $4.99,
Oh no.
$2.99.
Yeah, I think it's $5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just $5 a month.
Well, he really likes Destiny. That's all I can
Yeah.
really say.
I know. I'm very sad, honestly.
Thought you guys were
And I
best
got gifted
friends,
multiple
but
times.
alas. I'm just fucking around, Daniel, if you can hear me.
Yeah, he knows. Knows we're
Yeah,
giving him a hard time.
I'm just having a little fun this way. I came in with a Dokes meme. I'm like,
No,
hey,
dude. You
motherfuckers, you
are
both are fucked up.
an
Stop.
awesome addition to this stream today. You are absolutely having an awesome effect on chat. Everybody's loving you. You're
That's
doing great.
cool, because I'm kind of cartoonish. It's Cartoon Wacky Land, and my voice comes across to people in a variety of ways, and I've received feedback that it's
Neighbor
all
clap.
over the place.
Neighbor Rooney's. Oh my God, Neighbor Rooney's clapping for you in chat.
Nice, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Some say it's very feminine. Others say it's like a 6-year-old boy. I'm like, well.
Oh, good question, Casper. Good question. We were talking about this yesterday. It was yesterday, right, Casper? Why was the Acolyte too woke? Because we don't see it. No. Goodness gracious. That's how you love to do things, is it, Casper? When I least expect it.
Wait, is Casper the Swede?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I
think he's
forget all
still
this.
Steel on Kick.
Huh? Well, you just said something. Okay. Okay. You said something else I didn't need to know, but interesting. He's
Wait,
watching
what?
his little pet. Maybe.
Steel the Swede?
I don't know what you're exactly saying. We'll have to talk about it
You
later.
said it is Casper the Swede.
Yeah, because
And
there's
I
2
thought
Swedes in your server at least.
Oh.
So they might be
Oh,
watching you on Kick also. Yeah, you catch my drift?
Ashley. No. She's not Ashley.
Oh, I don't know by first name. I only know
Yeah,
by,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
alias.
Yeah.
And I'm probably confusing that with somebody else, because there's a few of them elsewhere.
No, it's
I'm
definitely
like, I
Ashley.
don't know which Swede I'm talking about anymore.
You're definitely talking about Ashley.
Yeah, but what's her alias? Like, because I'm not going to know that it's Ashley. I think it's
Sweet
like,
Ash.
I'd have to unlock my phone and look.
It's Sweet Ash.
Okay, okay, there you go, thank you. I'm like, now
Whoa.
I realize my cognitive error.
2 Israeli staff shot dead near Jewish museum in Washington, D.C.
Excuse me. Alright.
Holy shit.
Well, I gotta get
Holy
the
shit.
radio.
Let me look this up.
I'm doing the radio, I'll be back.
Yep. gonna be too early for us to know anything about it. White man with a goatee? Ah, damn it. I was just hoping. Could be one of them. And then they'd go to jail.
Copying what he said.
Two Israeli
Yep. Yo, the scheming going on in chat right now is diabolical. Okay.
I remember the last time the Holocaust guy rolled through. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Jewish Committee says that organization confirms it hosted an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum in D.C.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, the shooting happened at that event. American Jewish Committee said,
no.
quote, "We are devastated that an unspeakable act of violence took place outside the venue."
That's gotta have been motivated.
This is WTOP.
According to American Jewish Committee, which hosted this event, and according to Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, the shooting took place at a party or some kind of event, some sort of gathering there
Yep.
at the Jewish
God.
Museum in D.C.
What do we know? Oh,
Secretary
no.
of Homeland Security Kristi Noem confirms that those who were killed were members of the Israeli embassy.
Fuck.
Two
Yeah.
Israeli
Oh, no.
embassy staff were senselessly killed, is what Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem says. We are continuing to wait for a police press conference. There is word that Pam Bondi is there, the Attorney General.
Probably.
So this is not just a local D.C. police matter, which is what it would normally be if this was a homicide
You know,
on the
Jordan.
streets of D.C.
Secret Service.
This has escalated into something
Embassies.
global tonight.
This is a problem.
It's very
big problem.
disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
And the area around 3rd and F Streets
Yep.
is where this scene is unfolding. I did see D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith on the scene. We're watching a live stream, and she was there. Presumably, she will be at this press conference. We believe that D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser will also be at this press conference.
Sure.
This is a news conference at the police headquarters, which is not far from where this whole scene happened.
True.
And this is where the news conference is going to take place. We're seeing a live stream right now. It has the cameras focused on a podium that is at the police headquarters. Behind the
setting
podium,
up.
there's an American flag and a D.C. flag, and it's draped over a backdrop that says
Yeah,
Metropolitan
neighbor Rooney.
Department. This is
Time for
all
Dems to have a
anticipated
sister soldier
press
moment and
conference,
distance
news
themselves from
conference
the
that is going to
anti-Semitic
start
left
at
like
this
Hassan.
moment now. We've been waiting for about 30 minutes.
All right, the conference is going to start any time now, so there's just going to be a live press conference. With
Oh, there's going to be a
police.
live press conference?
He just said that, like, basically expect any minute now or within the next 30 minutes that they're going to come on TV and talk about it live.
Let's see.
I'm going to watch Fox. There's NBC, all of them. It doesn't matter that it's Fox. It's more important that it's local.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to watch that from here.
Right now, they're just looking at it's just the cameras on the podium, so it's just waiting. And then you got the
Do
DC
you
flag
like a
in the
link?
background.
Could you maybe shoot me a link in Discord or something if you have one?
Yeah, give me a second. I mean, just pull up Fox 5. But I can send you a link here. Just give me a minute. I'm looking at local Fox.
Yeah, Fox 5 DC.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, so that's a little different, you know.
Yeah.
You can pull up NBC too. I gotta just find. I'm looking at it through
Thank
YouTube.
you.
So.
Rooney.
Oh, did somebody do it for me?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, and like you can choose whatever one you like. NBC, it doesn't fucking matter. Local.
Live Fox.
Yeah, there's nothing going on. Not yet. So I'm
We're in a
going to
commercial
reserve
break.
my judgment until I hear this press conference.
Oh, I'm gonna close the chat because I definitely don't want to unhinged shit chat is gonna be saying.
Yeah, like, just, we have a commonality and a mutual understanding for other reasons that aren't appropriate for this film.
Mom is
You could hear
Mom,
the
oh my
nervousness in
god.
his voice, too.
My mom must be freaking out right now.
I know, that's true, yeah.
Holy
You can
shit.
ask her, oh, yeah. You will have the discussions you will have.
Yeah, I'll talk to her tomorrow.
Yeah. From her perspective. We already see besides the inherent awfulness in itself, it's just like, no, this is a
I'm just gonna-
huge deal.
I'm gonna shoot her a text real quick.
Yeah. Check if she's okay. And all that.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell an inappropriate joke, but it's inappropriate.
Okay, so we're going to stick
Damn.
with this story out of DC. This is
Time flies.
rapidly developing. We're hearing from the director of the FBI, Kash Patel. He is saying that his team and him have been briefed on the shooting tonight in downtown DC, outside the Capitol Jewish Museum and near our Washington field office. While we're working with MPD to respond and learn more, in the immediate, please pray for the victims and their families. So, we're going to be looking out for any statements from President Trump. We're, of course, waiting for this press conference out of Washington, D.C. to begin. By the way, Ambassador Mike Huckabee, he's the U.S.'s ambassador to Israel, says, horrific act of terror that the people of Israel are waking up to this morning. Attorney General Pam Bondi called to let me know and was at the scene. And then he posts the link and some of the headlines there to the story itself. The Department of Homeland Security is saying that 2 Israeli embassy staffers have been killed in this shooting tonight. We are working closely, watching our partners at Fox 5 in DC. They've been giving us reports intermittently on the ground there. Josh Rosenthal is on the ground. And we're learning from AG Bondi that she is on the scene, as Huckabee alludes to here. Kristi Noem did announce the deaths in a post on X after the shooting outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum. And this is the live look at the press conference, where we anticipate any moment now we will learn more about what exactly transpired in DC tonight. Fox 5 is saying that a man and a
We also got
woman
an active shooting in
both
progress in Indiana
shot
right now.
and
There's a
killed
whole bunch of shit going
tonight
down.
in
Oh my
DC.
God. But it's normal stuff.
When officers arrived on the scene, they found the man and the woman unconscious, not breathing. Homicide was called in, and the pair was pronounced dead. Fox 5 reached out to the American Jewish Committee, the AJC,
there's something going on
as
in
they were
Waco,
hosting an
Texas right
event
now
at the
too.
Capitol
Active
Jewish
shootings.
Museum.
There's a whole fuck ton
Jesus
of listeners.
Christ.
I don't know
Fox
what's
5
going on. I'm
that
not
the
gonna look at it
AJC
right now.
can
It's
confirm
like,
that they
it's
hosted
like
an event
this.
at the Capitol
Jesus
Jewish
Christ, I
Museum
don't know
in
what's
DC
happening.
this evening.
It's not unusual in
They say they are
itself.
devastated that an
I don't wanna click on
unspeakable
that
act
link.
of violence took place outside the
Ugh.
venue. At this moment, as we await more information from the
They're not
police
even,
about exactly what
advertising.
transpired, our attention and our
Public
hearts are
band here.
solely with
It's weird.
those who were harmed and their families.
Hmm.
As you've seen, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem wrote on X that the 2 killed were Israeli embassy staff. Fox 5 is working to independently confirm that. Kristi Noem says that the Department of Homeland Security is investigating the matter. Fox 5 also says that police at this time are searching for a white man with a goatee. Last seen wearing a blue
MPDs on
jacket
her all loaded.
and blue jeans. He was
This
last
is fun.
seen on F Street. This is a live look at the scene. An increasingly active scene, as we understand Attorney General Bondi is out there as well as, no doubt, local officials, law enforcement agencies. Bondi saying she's on the scene of the horrible shooting outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum with Janine Pirro, praying for the
Free
victims
cash
of this
flow.
violence as we work to learn more. And we here at Live Now are also working to learn more. We're going to stay on this live shot of the scene while we just go through what we know so far about this
What?
situation. The Associated
Oh, I gotta
Press
check out what's going on
is
in
reporting it
Indianapolis
as
because
such.
listeners just jumped 3 times. It's like
You know
in the
what?
thousands
I'm actually
now.
going
Something's
to
happening.
ask our producers here if we've gotten any more from Kash Patel. Can we show the Kash Patel tweet one more time? So, the FBI has an office not too far away from where this happened. And Director Patel says that his team has been briefed on the shooting tonight in downtown DC outside the Capitol Jewish Museum and near our Washington field office. While we're working with MPD to respond and learn more in the immediate, please pray for the victims and their families. So, local PD on scene. Kash Patel says that the FBI is working in tandem with the local officials there. No doubt, we'll be getting some reaction out of the Middle East, out of Israel, as the sun comes up and they get their day started over there, Israel Standard Time. Caleb, what were you saying? Yeah, the shooting was literally on the street next to the FBI's building there. 3rd and Ed
Spicy
Street
tonight.
Northwest.
Fuck.
I'm learning from our producers. So we're going to stick with this story, and what we'll do is we'll intermittently dip in to Fox 5 DC's coverage as it becomes available. What we know so far.
I'm gonna switch to Brave for this. Because I just realized
What was that?
there's a penis pill ad staring us in the face, and that's probably not
So
great for
far.
you.
Yeah,
For
it's
Including Kash
sneaking.
Patel.
YouTube?
I just got some weird shit about like girls and cash. I'm like, okay. Whatever. It mostly works. What the fuck is going on here?
You're just wait. Oh, what are you doing?
Some weird
doing?
shit going on, boys.
The idea here is to
What's this now?
What's that?
It's being janky. It's buffering. Why are we buffering?
There is some interruptions on my end as well, and I'm not even looking at your shit. Coincidence? Probably.
the idea here is
Speed
to
test.
Cisco. Yeah.
Speed test.
It's fucked. I don't know.
Jesus.
Nothing's happening live yet. Doesn't mean there isn't a delay.
Oh.
Mineral depleted.
Oh no, there is. Wait, what's this? What?
Did my stream just crash? No.
Wait, there's finally talking. What the fuck is going on? Police change. Okay. What?
Yeah, it's going slow. What the heck?
Oh, it's live. Are you gonna watch it, or are you just gonna wait till later?
I'm gonna watch it. But it's like,
Oh, they just did a mic check. Hold on.
it's being real slow.
Probably gonna start anytime now. What the fuck? Tornado warning. Up in Pennsylvania, we've had some weird weather systems this last 2 weeks. It's kind of wacky.
Why is it so shitty
Yeah.
right now?
Local schools on lockdown looking for armed suspect that made threats to school at 128
Let
and
me try
Shenandoah.
This,
Woo!
this way. Maybe it's just Brave.
fired, FBI, a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, Brave was just freaking out a little bit. Didn't like the live stream.
Can somebody in the chat look into Waco police, Waco, Texas?
There's something
Is
going
there
on in
anything
Waco.
actually going on? Because I see a lot of traffic, but they're not talking much. I could like look on the internet,
I'm
I
Austin
guess.
Westfall. We're going to bring you this presser as soon as it begins. In the meantime, as I've been
Can't
saying,
monitor
Fox
all
5
the
DC
disasters
has
going
been
on.
covering this. Jim Lokay
technology.
is live right now, interviewing. And you know what we'll say is we will bring you out to this press conference as soon as it starts. What we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to listen into a bit of Fox 5 DC's live coverage. They are discussing this incident right now. Again, if the press conference begins, we will prioritize that and bring you out to it. You know what? It looks like it might be starting. So let's listen in. This is what we know so far, and this is what officials in D.C. know so far about this incident, apparently involving 2 Israeli embassy staff. Let's listen.
Watch calmly with little interjection.
Good evening. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm Mayor of Washington, D.C. I am here with the Chief of the Metropolitan Police Department, Pamela Smith, and we are joined by members of the Washington, D.C. Public Safety Team and our partners in the federal government from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the special agent in charge, as well as the assistant director in charge. We are also joined by the Attorney General for the United States, Pam Bondi, the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, Judge Pirro, as well as the Israeli ambassador to the United States, Ambassador Leichter.
So we might be a little quiet for a bit,
We
but what's
are
up?
here at the
that's
MPD
cool, that's cool.
headquarters
Watch
to
it.
provide an update on a horrific shooting that happened shortly after 9 p.m. this evening near the Capitol Jewish Museum. I want to start by sending our condolences to the loved ones of the victims who were senselessly a victim of these crimes. I want to provide my prayers and condolences to the museum staff and the guests who are also gathering together in fellowship. The chief will share preliminary information from the investigation. I will say up front that there is no active threat in our community. What I do know is that the horrific incident is going to frighten a lot of people in our city and in our country. And I want to be clear that we will not tolerate this violence or hate in our city. We will not tolerate any acts of terrorism, and we're going to stand together as a community in the coming days and weeks to send the clear message that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism. I want to ask Chief Smith to talk about where we are with this investigation, followed by our FBI partners, and lastly, Ambassador Leichter.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm Chief Pamela A. Smith, Chief of Police for the Metropolitan Police Department, and I'll start by expressing my sincere condolences to both of the victims and the families, and also the
DEI police chief.
908.
I couldn't help it.
attendees tonight at the Capitol Jewish Museum. At approximately 9:08 p.m. tonight, we received multiple calls for a shooting in the area of 3rd Street and F Street Northwest. Officers located one adult male and one adult female unconscious and not breathing at the scene. DC Fire and EMS responded, and despite all life-saving efforts, both victims succumbed to their injuries. The preliminary investigation indicates that both victims were exiting an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum located in the 500 block of
Good.
3rd Street Northwest when the shooting occurred. We believe the shooting was committed by a single suspect who is now in custody. Prior to the shooting, the suspect was observed pacing back and forth outside of the museum. He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire, striking both of our decedents. After the shooting, the suspect then entered the museum and was detained by event security. Once in handcuffs, the suspect identified
This
where
is a
he discarded the
2-hour
weapon,
response time
and
for
that weapon
Green
has been
Hills.
recovered, and he implied that he committed the offense. The suspect chanted, "Free, free Palestine," while in custody. The suspect has been tentatively identified as 30-year-old
Yeah,
Elias
free
Rodriguez
Palestine.
of Chicago, Illinois. Our MPD case detectives are leading this investigation. I will now turn it over to Washington Field Office Associate Director Steve Jensen.
And that's not. Yeah.
Thank you, Chief.
we go.
I'm Steve Jensen, the Assistant Director in charge of the Washington Field Office.
Remember all that crap.
I'd also
from
like
all
to
the
express
politics
my
that come
sincere
out.
condolences, not only to the family of the victims, but to the ambassador and the grievance for the Israeli
Exactly,
nation.
neighbor Rooney. Who could have guessed?
Tonight, a heinous crime was committed, and the FBI stands with the Metropolitan Police Department to help not only investigate the homicide and provide support, but also to look into ties to potential terrorism or motivation based on a bias-based crime
More
or a
than
hate
just the
crime.
FBI and MPD.
That's our reason for being here. Full support of the FBI to Metropolitan Police Department to resolve this. And I also want to express my sincere gratitude to Metropolitan Police Department for their quick action, their attempts to render aid despite the nature of the crime resulting in the death
was
of the
only a
victims.
matter of time before something
Getting the
like this
subject in
happened,
custody
honestly.
quickly resolved this issue
It's
and allows us to continue with the investigation.
Before, but, you
With
know,
that, I'll turn it
remember
over to the
guy
ambassador.
in front of the embassy the last time? That wasn't too long ago.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Really what I
Fact
have
of
to
the matter
say
is,
this
yeah,
evening
this
is
is real
thank
life.
you, Mayor, to your amazing staff, Attorney General, Ms. Bondi, Chief Attorney
I don't know who the fuck this
for
dude is,
Washington,
though.
Judge Janine Pirro,
All right. Now I see.
the couple that was
I didn't see
gunned
that.
down tonight.
Did you say Judge
In the name
Janine
of
Pirro?
Free
God, I really
Palestine.
don't want her on this.
It's a young couple about to be
Well,
engaged.
We'll see.
The young
He's got
man
his
purchased
agenda
a
and we've
ring
got our
this week
jobs to do or
with the
whatever.
intention of proposing
Can't
to
really
his
hear what he's
girlfriend
saying
next
at
week
this
in
point.
Jerusalem.
Just waiting for Hassan and
They
Leftis
were a
to say
beautiful
this was
couple.
a false flag. I know it's
Came to
coming.
enjoy
Trump's
an
gonna say a
evening
thing. Remember, they're all gonna
in
say
Washington's
stuff.
Cultural
So,
Center.
You know, you just that'll do, pig, and do
will
your
say
job.
We are
Like MAGA
a
Daniel's got a
resilient people.
job too. That's why we like
People
MAGA
of
Daniel.
Israel are resilient
True.
people.
Whoa, whoa.
The people
Your
of the United
decision
States
maker,
of
are you not,
America
my
are
son?
resilient people.
What I do?
Together we
decision
won't be
maker, are you
afraid.
not?
Together we'll stand, and we're going to
I don't know what it
overcome
means in your terms,
more
but I
of the
would say
depravity
yes.
of people
Yeah,
who
you have
think
to
that
do a
they're
lot
going
of
to
shit. You
achieve
explain your
political
job,
gains.
and I was like, all right, very nice.
murder.
In other words, you're busy. You have to like do
On the
things.
way in,
you know, schedule things.
Ms. Bondi
deal
was
with lots
kind
of
enough to
people.
hand
You
me
call
the
me a
phone.
Jeb too, though? What's
On
that
the other
mean?
line was the President
No,
of the
I called
United
you MAGA
States,
Daniel.
Donald Trump,
Okay. I heard that.
told me that
Yeah,
his
they call you MAGA
administration
Daniels. And there's two
is going to
Daniels,
do
so you're MAGA
everything
Daniel, I guess.
can possibly
I've heard. I thought you said something about
fight
Jeb,
and
like
end
Jeb Bush or something.
anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
no,
you
that's
love Jeb Bush,
offensive
right?
and weird.
It's being
That's really
directed. The
weird.
I don't think I
demonization,
do.
legitimization of the state of
I know
Israel.
you're from that place.
Together
but-
with
and
President
you're also
Trump,
like
our
Orlando,
Prime
so it's also
Minister,
like,
Benjamin Netanyahu will stand,
Have you been to
we'll
Orlando?
stand together tall
Yeah, many
and
times. I
firm,
love Florida.
Well, they're
It's
talking
the
about
brother-
Orlando's
moral
the most
depravity
liberal city of
without
Florida.
fear and with determination.
Sure.
I mean, it's literally
Taking
more
care of
liberal
Guys,
than most of the
guys,
cities.
if
You know
we're
what I
going
mean?
to talk
Again,
about Florida right now,
I
just
think
take it to another
the
chapter.
American administration, the city of Washington, and the law enforcement officers who are on this case are going to get to the bottom of it and bring justice to this city and to the people of Washington, the United States, and the people of Israel who are here feeling confident and safe in the city of Washington and around the United States of America. Thank you.
Can take a few questions, Chief.
Hi, Shamari Stone from Fox 5 DC. You say that there is a suspect in custody right now, and he walked into the museum. What is he telling investigators tonight?
Well, I don't
strange
know what
choice.
he's telling them at this moment. What I do know is that he is in custody. And as you know, Amari, we have to conduct an investigation, and that requires us to ask many questions. At the time of this press conference, I'm not privileged to that information as of right now.
Hi, Evan Paris for CNN. Is there any indication when he entered
MPD does such a good
the Jewish
job, but they're
Museum
so
that he was planning to carry out additional shootings? Was he trying to harm other people? Is there any indication? Can you
There's
tell us
no
any
way they're
more
gonna know
about
that at
that?
this point.
And also for the
Yeah, no,
Attorney
she
General
responded
and
beautifully. Like, that's
is there any
SOP.
indication when he entered the Jewish Museum that he was planning to carry out additional shootings? Was he trying to harm other people? Is there any indication?
We don't
Can you
know
tell
what
us
the
any
fuck
more
Pam's gonna
about
say.
that? And also for the Attorney General and the U.S. Attorney, can you say whether, given the diplomatic component of this, does this become a federal investigation, a federal crime to
Kind of an
be
asshole move,
prosecuted by the
journalist.
federal government?
So in response to your first question, we are still conducting the investigation. And at this moment, again, it's preliminary. So you'll have to give us a little bit more time to determine what the motives were at this point.
Naturally.
And you heard from the chief and from the special agent in charge that MPD is investigating the homicides, and the FBI's
We know
role,
there's more to the FBI
of
thing.
course,
There's
as
more agencies
always, when
involved
there
here,
is
but,
any
yeah, she has to say what she has to say.
possibility of a terrorist act or acts motivated by hate or other bias, the FBI will be conducting those investigations. All homicides are prosecuted in the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. by the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. Okay.
Carl Willis, 7 News. Just a question about, after everything that happened, the stance from local and possibly federal law enforcement about any protection moving forward or heightened security for this community.
Thank you for that question. And I'm going to turn to the chief, but we have a long history and a lot of practice in our city of working with Jewish organizations around safety and around protection. And we watch global events, national events, and local events. And our organizations work directly with MPD, and MPD responds with additional resources. And so I know the chief will spend tonight and tomorrow, and we'll be talking to all of our organizations, from schools to synagogues to other organizations, to make sure we are supporting in every way that we can. Yes.
New York Times. You mentioned that the suspect was detained by event security after entering the museum.
Yeah.
Is it correct to say that he surrendered voluntarily to security, or was he forcefully detained?
I don't know that we can say that right now. It's part of what MPD is investigating. Yes.
Hi, Shlomi Zions, Ami Magazine. I have a question for the police chief. I want to know if there was perhaps any indication that something like this might happen. Was there any heightened security or
Either way,
threats that you were
embassy
aware of?
shit
And
happens
also
all the
for the Attorney
time. Like,
General,
there's embassy parties
do you have
constantly.
a message
Yeah, I know.
for Jewish Americans who are feeling concerned for their
Rams
safety?
just said, like, they have it all the
What
time.
I will say
and
to your
it's
first
just
question
in
is that
particular
we
is
have not
problematic.
received any intelligence with respect to any type of terrorist act or hate crime in our city. As you know, we work very well with all of our partners in the intelligence community. And had we received any information, as we would do any time, we would ensure that we had heightened security around our city at most of our synagogues.
If I could just add, and then General, we have for a number of years, we put out grants to organizations, and we allow organizations to apply for grants. And there have been a lot of faith organizations that have applied for special security grants. And so we continue to do that in the city. We've been able to deploy millions of dollars so organizations can have increased security.
Mayor, thank you. Chief, thank you. Ambassador, our hearts go out to
I don't
you
know how I
and
feel
your
about this,
staff.
but okay, yeah, let's take it
I
face
spoke
value.
to the President of the United States multiple times tonight on behalf of the President. His prayers are with all of us, all of the Jewish community, everyone in Washington, D.C.,
Us?
state, local, and federal agencies, and our great U.S. Attorney, Janine Pirro, who will be prosecuting this case, will be doing everything in our power to keep all citizens safe, especially tonight, our Jewish community. Our prayers go out. We have the FBI. All of our federal agencies will work hand in hand with you, Chief, as we have done, and you, Mayor, to do everything we can to keep our citizens safe. We will follow the facts. We will follow the law. And this defendant, if charged, will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Position, and I don't.
Okay. Last two. 1, 2. Yes.
Hi, I'm Michael Koziel, the Sydney Morning Herald. Just on the man in custody, could you confirm the spelling of his name? You said that he was from Chicago. Do we know if he traveled to DC with the intention of, committing this act? And just finally, did he say anything else while in police custody other than free Palestine?
That's what I just said. I was like, you hear that?
So the correct spelling of his first name is E as in Echo, L as in Lima, I as in India, A as in Apple, S as in Sierra, last name Rodriguez, Romeo, Oscar, Delta, Romeo, India, Golf, Uniform, Echo, Zulu. And as I've stated before, the case is still under investigation, and that will be determined with regards to if he said any other statements while in custody.
30.
Golf uniform Echo
We're
Zulu?
uncertain at this time.
What was that?
30 years old.
Okay.
Or 31.
Beatrice
Elias
Peterson, ABC
Rodriguez.
News. I was wondering, is this individual known to police? Have you had any prior interactions with him?
We have not had any prior interactions with him based on an NCIC check. We don't see anything in his background that would have placed him on our radar at this time. But again, our Joint Terrorism Task Force is working very closely with the FBI to ensure that we can do a deep dive into his background.
Shamari Stone, Fox 5, real quick question. You said that he was pacing back and forth in front of the building prior to this incident. Did security engage with the suspect prior to the shooting? Did he look suspicious? Did they see him outside?
I am not sure about that at this time. That's a part of the investigation.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Firearm detail.
Sorry. Is there any indication that the
gonna
firearm that
decline.
was used in the crime was purchased
ATF.
legally obtained? Was there a serial number or was it filed off? Do we know any details right now?
Our ATF partners will do a deep dive with respect to the firearms as they typically would with any firearms here in the District of Columbia.
So thank you, and expect as we have more to report to get additional facts, or to report to get additional facts from the Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you.
Law enforcement officials
So what's that
in Washington,
magazine? What have
D.C.
you been up to? Just working, girlfriend thing?
What's that?
What were you guys watching?
Dude, I mean, honestly, with the kind of rhetoric that's been going around, like, something like this was bound to happen eventually. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happens
I would
more.
reserve any judgments until additional information comes out, because there's going to be a shit show. Like,
for sure. But I mean, it sounds
you know,
like
police and like
it sounds
updates.
like they were reporting, the police themselves were reporting that the dude shouted "Free, free Palestine" when it happened.
Yeah, and I'm going to take that at face value unless there's other
What did he
evidence
do?
later. That's,
what did the dude do?
He killed
he
two
was just being
Israeli
shifty,
embassy
and then he killed 2 people at an embassy
from the Israeli
party,
embassy.
essentially. Not a good look, and also
DC.
it's gonna enrage all kinds of people. A lot of people. There's probably all sorts of articles that are saying all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Look
I'm
now.
trying not to get enraged right now.
I'm gonna look
Actually,
at it.
I'm not enraged. I'm just really sad.
Yeah, me too. And I'll wait till tomorrow when they come up with
Yeah.
more information. I'm not staying up all night to wait.
No.
for this.
I mean, we're
I
not
don't
going
think
to
they
get
will.
anything else tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of done with the subject for now. Except we understand. This is problematic. And
it's
why I
just-
sometimes get irate when people just start making comments about stuff, and it's like, hey, you're talking about where I live. So hold on a second. Just 'cause you're not in the know doesn't mean anything. So anyway, I was saying, what's up, MAGA Daniel, being MAGA and stuff.
30 years
in
old.
Israel.
MAGA and stuff.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
they call you, the MAGA man.
All that means is I will have, a general wish for the well-being of my country, and that people would stop stabbing the Jews here, or whatever he did to kill them.
Yeah,
Shot him.
based in human things, right?
Shot him.
Just
We don't
basic
like
humanity.
Yeah.
You said shot him, stabbed him.
Shot him.
Shot. Firearm.
Shot him. What kind of firearm?
They didn't release it yet. It's
no,
ATF.
they don't- they
They
haven't
said
said
that
yet.
it's ATF. We'll find out later.
Mm.
They'll release the details. I mean, that was a 2-hour response time to get on TV and say that.
Yeah,
so
there's
that's
definitely
pretty
not a
good.
lot
Like
they know at
considering
this
what
point.
they did tell us, like that's.
Now, was it people in Israel, or what was that? Which
No,
embassy?
just
You said
regular-
no Israeli
It
embassy
was
here in America?
Yeah, so they're workers. They're workers at the Israeli embassy here in Washington D.C. They were at a function, at the Jewish Museum, and yeah.
Do we have any Middle Eastern embassies?
Sure.
Outside of Israel and outside of I guess Saudi. Do we have any
Most
What's on our list? Do we
countries
have a
have an embassy here.
Pakistani? Do we have a Pakistani embassy?
Definitely.
We do.
Yep,
Yeah.
Russian, Italian.
Nobody,
all the same
nobody gives a fuck or protests
No, that's not
Pakistani
true at
embassies.
all. It's just that
Do
we
they?
don't typically see that on mainstream TV. Like that's
Well,
the
because
thing.
what Pakistan's done to Bangladesh.
I remember there
Like,
were a lot of
insane.
protests at the Iranian embassy a few years ago.
Yeah, no, there's been protests for sure. It's not always highlighted in the news and other things. Or if it is, it's just a blip, right?
Are you
That's
saying
kind
Jews
of
control the
scary thing
media?
when you get into diplomats, embassies. It's like there's a lot of stuff going on. And
The
you don't
lefties
know.
are pro-Pakistan these days, Neighborhood. I'll let you slide
they?
with that one, that typo,
Yeah, it's a
because we're in a
complicated
solemn
subject.
moment.
That makes zero sense to me. How could the lefties be pro-Pakistan? How does that make any sense?
Let's
There's a
not
conflict
be
of interest there.
annoying, Daniel.
What do you mean?
Just not right now with the Pakistan stuff.
Because of the
Stop it.
Kashmir thing, which is kind of
My-
ridiculous because Kashmir is it's another one of those situations. It's like another one of those situations that's like one of the most
Well,
complex.
the Kashmiri Pandits.
Excuse
The
me,
Kashmiri
bud.
Pandits isn't.
Excuse me, bud. It's another one of those situations where it's one of the most complex situations on the planet. It's just not like a straightforward thing at all.
Yeah, so we shouldn't go poking at shit we don't entirely understand.
I need to learn a lot more about the Kashmir situation and the history
There's
of it.
just so much more to it than what you're talking about.
What are you talking about, dude? There is thousands of videos of the brutal torture and rape of thousands of people, and the Pakistan rebellion groups or whatever even their
God,
government
stop!
they sent the videos to India as a taunt. They
Bro.
sent them the
That's a
videos.
long
Bro, they
backstory
both
that you gotta
both
get
sides have
historically
plenty
up
of
to
blood
date
on their
with.
hands, alright?
You gotta get historically
It
up
is
to
a
date with,
very,
long
very
time.
complex situation.
Yeah, I don't have shit to say except there's positives
And that's why I
negatives.
feel like I need to learn a lot more because I don't understand nearly enough about it. What I
know
do
the
know
British
though,
Empire did.
what I do know is that they're probably gonna stop doing those cool dances on the border. I thought those were cool.
Maybe for a while.
That was very funny.
For a bit.
I thought the dance was half of their military
Cosmic is with the
negotiation tactics.
Pakistanis. Why? I feel like
Well, why?
like almost every
But why?
point of view that I have, Cosmic is very clear. I don't think you can choose one side or
Cosmic
another
is a
to
troll.
be quite frank.
It's not that
to be,
simplistic.
to be
Otherwise,
quite
it's
frank with
simple
you, bud, I
So
think this is
simple,
a
dude.
far more complex issue.
It's so simple. I'm on India's
It's not
side.
simple.
Stop, Daniel. Stop. You're trolling
No,
unnecessarily.
this
Remember,
person's
I'm
trolling.
good faith. I'm like, you're pretty cool, dude.
How's that not good faith? I'm just legitimately on India's
Because
side.
you're
What are
just
we talking about here?
legitimately kind of gullible. Like you're just
What's
gullible.
gullible?
And stupid.
What
If
does
we're
that
talking
mean?
about the
okay, so now
very
you're
current
calling names.
situation.
You called me a cunt, so whatever. Shush.
All
Jesus
right,
Christ, dude, that
let's
was last
relax.
year.
Let's relax.
Fine.
You
I
gotta
think it's Gulf of
let's stop
America
living in the
trolling,
past. living in the past there.
Chad is talking.
Go ahead.
Are they?
For the current situation, it was militants from Pakistan that killed those people. But there's a really long history as far as Kashmir goes.
Let's divert.
I would like
subject?
Kashmir, from the little bit that I know, admittedly, and who knows, this might change the more that I learn. At this point, I'm like, Kashmir should be autonomous.
Well, they're practically genocided.
No throwing that word around like a
No, I don't
silly
think so.
sound.
They've completely taken over all their lands and decimated like massive groups of the people. I mean,
Among other atrocities.
Culturally,
but what about
both
what
India
Pakistan's
and
done to Bangladesh?
Pakistan have issues
Haven't you
with
seen what
marital...
Pakistan's done to Bangladesh? Like, let's ignore the Kashmiri. You
India
can just
too,
talk
bro.
about Bangladesh. What the fuck did Bangladesh do to Pakistan, other than the fact that it's just full of people trying to conquer? Like, it's still a very conquerous area out there, conquered territory.
really
'cause that's
don't
what's
know
going
enough.
on.
What about Nepal?
I really
I
don't know enough about this situation to comment on it.
So I just don't understand how anyone could be pro Pakistan, seeing what they've done to Bangladesh. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I understand. I'm not pro anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm
people
pro
get
is
screwy
learning
ideas.
more about the learning more
Not to
about it
mention,
before I
dude.
start deciding, because I know it's a really complex history. It's a
Moral
really complex
hazards
situation with
everywhere.
a lot of history.
Oh, dude, learn about Bangladesh. Because the most recent stuff. The Kashmiri situation's like
Daniel,
almost 30 years old.
Daniel, I can literally promise you right now that will not be the only thing I'm going to be taking into account.
Please do.
Because that's not how I work.
I'm not asking you to fucking swing biases my way. I want you to research it fully and then come
I
back
will.
with your
That'll
results.
be part of my
You'll just
research.
be like, here's my Instagram evidence.
That'll be one part of my research, I'm sure. But there's going to
Please,
be a lot more
please.
to it.
What about the relationship between Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India? The relationship between India and Pakistan is a little bit more complex.
Yeah.
I'll admit. But like, yo, Tupac, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, that's why.
Oh, there you go. There it is. I was
looking for
wondering
why
when we
he's-
were going to get a
he's
little bit of
pronouncing that way.
conspiracy
Why are
mixed
you,
in with
Florida
our,
boy, saying it
with our politics.
Pakistan?
Neighbor Rooney, I got you.
Hot. So
I say
no, but
Pakistan.
like,
It doesn't
but
matter.
show me where Bangladesh is like the violent aggressor and not the victim in most of the situations
Bangladesh
of the relationship.
I mean, Bangladesh is probably usually not, obviously, because it's a small country compared.
Yeah, they've been fucking them up, dude, for the last couple of years now. Pakistan has been fucking up Bangladesh. I'm serious, dude.
Everybody's involved.
No, man, Pakistan's just assholes.
Sure.
Look it up.
Maybe.
No, it's complicated.
I'm
Just
just
look
yeah,
through it.
like
It's not
I'm not
complicated.
I'm
That's
not
why-
ready
Well,
to
it's
I'm not
just-
ready to make
Dude.
proclamations like that.
It's
I have a
heavily
feeling I have a feeling you
reliant on
probably
religious
don't
causes.
know.
That happened
I'm
during
sure there's a
peace
lot
times.
about this conflict
Oh
that
my God.
none of us know, right?
Natural
and that's why it's
disasters
good
happen too,
because I'm
which
new
is
to this
fucked up.
conflict. I know it's been a conflict, but I haven't really paid much attention to it. Evenly, but like I need to, and I'm not going to be making proclamations about
Okay.
who's right and who's wrong. With only the little bit of information that I have, otherwise I am no better than all these leftists who know nothing about Israel Palestine and suddenly.
Whoa,
proclaim
you're a
that they know what they're
leftist,
talking
buddy.
I
agree, dude. Fuck
I
the
am a
leftists.
liberal.
I'm fully in support of that.
Ew.
I'm a
I
liberal,
know.
not a leftist.
All these leftists making all these proclamations like bastards.
They
Is that what
do
you're saying?
that.
They do that, right?
Yeah, we do be calling you MAGA Daniel because you must be full MAGA mode, but you kind of are in some respects.
What's that? What are we talking about,
I mean,
dude?
it's kind of true, but
listen.
it's like the perspective.
Listen, dude. Listen.
It's
Here's
like,
the
get where you
thing.
come
Here's,
from.
here's the thing.
Danger around
Here's
every
the
corner.
thing.
Just so you know,
Here's-
Daniel, one of the most beloved members of Destiny's chat is MAGA. Just so you know, we all love her.
What about
She's awesome.
what about
Her name
what
is
about how many Muslims follow Destiny?
I mean, they're in chat
That's
sometimes.
so weird.
They're
Go
in
look
chat
yourself,
sometimes.
dude.
No, how many? They yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Some. I don't know how many.
I mean, he's got a huge following. There's going to be people from.
Oh, I know.
all
Destiny's got a
walks.
huge following.
What is his YouTube?
Yeah,
post?
MAGA and liberals, we can all agree, like, fuck the leftists, dude. Fuck them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
On away.
And then I hear some Swedish fuck be like, "I love Biden." I'm like, ugh. Why?
Hey.
I get it, but why?
Dude,
Hey, I love Biden. Okay.
That's the problem
Why?
he's been bitching about for 30 fucking years.
Hey,
All I know
here's
is,
a
like,
good.
now he's
here's a
got
good
asshole
topic.
cancer, and I'm like, I'm sorry, and you're Catholic too.
Did he have
Fuck.
cancer 2 years ago?
Yes, he does. It's like I don't know
Yes, he
anymore.
has cancer.
Why did my mom like him so much?
Why-
I don't know anymore. I don't know. It's really fucked
So-
up. It's like, why am I?
I'm not
thinking about it?
saying anything aside from that cosmic. All I'm saying is that it's something we can agree on.
Now I got a question.
Yeah.
Serious question.
Oh,
you believe-
Daniel. Oh, no, buddy.
What
I'm
did he
so
say?
sorry. My hands are tied, good buddy. You know how
What
it
did he
is.
say?
He said then instead of them. I'm so sorry, buddy.
Real quick,
it's
real
out
quick.
of my hands.
Look, we know you're a
You-
secret Tommy. It's okay.
Would you elect a president who had cancer? Would you elect him?
Look,
Not if
He's got
probably not
cancer
if I
after the
knew he
fact.
had cancer.
yes, after the fact. But
Alright, are we
probably not,
certain,
depending
though?
on the fatality and what cancer.
Would you elect a president who's fat and eats McDonald's all the time?
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got a limited shelf life too.
Hell yeah,
People
bro.
are
That's
talking about like,
American
like, I
What
don't
are you
know.
talking about here?
It's pretty
I'm
old.
somebody that represents my country. Duh, Jordan.
Yeah, but he's
That's
gonna die
actually
eventually.
fucking hilarious.
Do you think he's
What are you talking
fascist?
about? No, not even remotely.
No, that's it. Yeah, all right. See, you're like, I was like, return to normal.
Daniel in chat says, I mean, we elected a president who is cancer.
Basically,
Yeah, dude. That's
And it's-
basically
whose
every
fault
president.
Is that? Start
Oh,
your,
like
go ahead and
Reagan.
start your shaming.
I think we're just,
Well,
I
that's
think
a
we're
great
just shit
president.
posting right now.
Yeah, we are.
We're having a little fun, having
And
a little
Daniel's a
troll.
cartoon. He's literally a cartoon. That's all.
I'm just a person, guys. Thank you. Thank you. You understand me finally.
It's true.
I'm
He
just a
is a
person.
person.
You're a person. You have a job. You teach
I'm
yourself, you have
literally
a
just a
girlfriend,
person.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I've met him several times. Yo,
I know exactly where
Dante
you were.
hit me
Literally,
up
I'm
today.
alive.
Dante hit me
Oh,
up
yeah,
today
man.
for my address,
Bro.
like, yo, I'm gonna show up, and then he never showed up.
That's very Dante, but nah.
Yeah.
I mean, Dante, he's got kids and shit. He's
Nah,
been wanting
nah,
to go out more.
nah.
I pulled up on him. He shot a music video. Dude, tell me how this guy tricked me. Fucking dude me, bro.
Hollywood.
Fucking dude me. I pulled up, dude, because he films like his grandma's restaurant is in the hood of
I
Inglewood.
need to go, bro.
so-
Have you been there? I need to go.
Oh, I have. Bro, I swear to
Yo,
God.
we should go soon because I haven't
no,
been
no,
there
Jordan,
yet.
Jordan. I swear to God, I've been there 3 times, and I'm not exaggerating. Every fucking time I show up, his family thinks I'm a cop. Like, and I'm not even saying that.
You know
as a
what,
joke,
bro?
dude.
You know what, bro? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of get it. I kind of get it.
Oh yeah, that's what,
I kinda get
my girlfriend told me too. She goes,
Yeah.
"Well, you do kind of look like a cop."
You
sometimes."
you have the cop face a little bit. You do.
But dude, I showed up.
But you
to
also
take
look like
pictures.
you're 20.
I showed up to take pictures,
That's
bro,
sweet.
and he paid me to take pictures. And when I showed up, his aunt pulled him aside. He goes, "What is this white man doing?" Because they're all Caribbean. We got a Caribbean grandma. He's like, "What is this white man doing taking pictures of everyone?" And Donnie's like, "No, the auntie is cool. This is my boy Daniel. Here, come meet him. Come meet." You know, I met his grandma like 3 times. Dude, it's crazy. But Jay Tasha pulled up too. I don't even know if you know Jay Tasha. But
Yeah, of course I know
he was
Jay
shooting a
Tasha, bro.
music
I
video.
worked on Santa
Well,
games.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So Jay Tasha was there. She cracked up when she saw me. She's like, "What is he doing here?" And Donnie's like, "Bro, he's always too loud." He's like, "He's always loud here."
Ask how tall you are.
I'm 5'11",
You
but
look
real quick,
yeah, you
real
look
quick.
like
I
average.
showed up.
Daniel
I
in
showed
chat
up.
says you need to get the Party City uniform and fuzzy cuffs now.
I mean, I already got the party.
Ew.
Dude, I don't know about no Party City uniform, but
No, Party
Listen,
City's fine.
dude,
He's
No, I'm
already
not
got the
kidding. I
fuzzy
showed up.
cuffs.
I showed up. And he was like, yo,
don't
we
tell
need
me
you.
shit I don't need to know.
Like, Jordan,
That's his
Jordan, you're gonna see
personal
the music
business.
video. Jordan, you're gonna see the music video, and it's a black woman teaching me how to crip walk.
Okay.
No way,
It's
dude.
in. It's
No way,
it's
dude.
so. And I'm just surrounded by black people. This one girl trying to teach me how to crip walk.
Yo,
That's
if
gonna
you
be
and
in his
I
music
both show
video.
up,
It's
they're gonna be like,
ridiculous, dude.
yo, why is a cop and a Jew here?
Yeah, but truths be stranger than fiction even more.
Dude, I
Oh my
swear
God.
to God, I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Nah, I don't want to do it. Come on, Dante, you told me just to pull up. You didn't tell me I was gonna do all this. And he was like, I'm like, I can't dance. I can't dance. He goes, that's perfect though, bro. He's like, you can't dance.
Even
The whole
better,
thing is that
you
she's the teacher of a dance class. She's the
Yo,
teacher of a
I
dance
haven't
class.
seen
And then-
Dante in too
and-
long, bro. I need
And
to
then
hang out with
Dorian
him.
was there too. Did you ever meet Dorian? You did meet Dorian, right?
Which one's Dorian?
His twin.
Yo, yeah, of course I
His
met
twin.
Dorian. Yeah.
Yeah, so his twin was there, his auntie was there, it was the whole family, the grandma was there, then there was a couple girls, then his cousins were there, and his cousins were like ex-gangsters, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, they were cool, man, but they're like, you cool, bro, but they were recording me the whole time trying to crip walk. Like, I'm posting this shit right now. Like,
Bro, I'm not gonna
fuck
lie.
outta
I'm
here,
really
dude.
glad it
Stop.
wasn't me. I would have looked like an absolute
Oh, it looks
fool.
so. I mean, I had fun with it, looking like a fool, but it was like, I'm like, this is gonna be retarded, Dante. What are we doing?
NPC
what the
Daniel
fuck am
works
I
for this
doing right
scenario.
now?
Bro,
He's perfect for this.
What
yeah,
am I
bro,
doing?
you saw the Snoop video my dad was in, right? I'm sure you did, right?
Damn it, I forgot.
What are you talking about? Yeah, of course. I worked on it.
Dude, he's like, I feel like it has that kind of vibe.
I met your dad
I know
and your
exactly
sister before I met you. I met your dad before I met you.
Wait, what is it, Victoria? What are you laughing about?
It's the one, and I know, so I'm like, vaguely remember.
That
I've not watched it since you mentioned drop that bomb. I mean,
that my dad was in a Snoop
Wait,
video.
what?
Oh, I'm pulling it up. All right,
it's a fun
all right,
watch.
YouTube. I love you. We're gonna watch copyright shit now, so you have to go. Bye, YouTube. Come over to Kick if you want to watch. Bye.
Dude, I know Snoop, bro. Snoop's cool, dude. You can play it.